Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see if we can get this to work. How you guys doing? I don't know what's going on, but I was trying to go live earlier and it's for some reason not doing. It used to do this thing where like I could pull up my chat in Streamlabs and it's not letting me for some reason. So I don't know what happened. So I went live and then couldn't get Streamlabs to work. So sorry guys. But we're just chilling, trying out some new stuff. We just posted up that video today. Kind of going over some of the updates on the Necrolord stuff, some of the changes. I want to try out some new builds, kind of just been playing with some different stuff. And, you know, kind of just test some things out, try out some new things. Go ahead and drop circle here. Go ahead and fleshcraft this. Go ahead and drop Curse of Tongues on him too. Look at our army just hunting him down. Look at him go. Go guys, go, get him! Get him! Go ahead and get on this guy. Guy's just on us. Get a fear, swap back over. We're going Curse of Tongues him. I need to try and get a little bit better. I'm trying to get better here with my Curse of Tongues because that buff is pretty significant. Go ahead and kick that. And just kind of using my curses in general, especially as Demo, I feel like is pretty massive. Go ahead and life drain. He's probably gonna, I think he has kick up. He's just not using it for some reason. He's also just getting healed. I'm gonna go ahead and fear this guy. I have Hellstone. I'm gonna go ahead and shield wall that actually. We also have coil back up. I'll coil this guy. I'm just frozen. Curse of Tongues all these guys. Curse of whatever this guy. I have Tyrant back up. I have Fleshcraft back up as well in a second. Big defensive. Let's go ahead and jump on this mage. I'm actually gonna hold Vilefiend for a sec. Let's go ahead, do this. Wait 2 seconds for dogs. Oh, that was bad. I just canceled that on accident. This big damage right here should like insta. Oh, of course he turtles. But since now we can change our target, it's no big deal. We'll just swap over to the other guy. Big PI on the mage. Is he dead? How are the audio volumes and everything, guys? Sorry, this is a little bit janky. We're having to do kind of a weird setup that I don't have since it's not in Streamlabs. We're using YouTube Studio, which I've actually never used while being live. What do you think about the new Grim Inquisitor buff? That's the Dread Stalker legendary, right? I always call it Dread Calling. Is that what you mean? That's Grim Inquisitor, isn't it? Kick that. Double Demon Bolt. I'm gonna pet stun out of that silence. He's dead. Go over to this guy. Curse of Tongues. Doom. Go ahead and Demonic Strength on him right there. Double Demon Bolt. Dogs. Decimating. He's dead. Not bad. I mean, Tyrant's doing so much damage. The thing, honestly, I feel like the biggest buff after I've kind of figured out. Yeah, that's the Lego. Yeah, so that the Dread Calling buff, we'll play with it. I'll play with it some here too. I'll play with it some here too. It's I did like a game or two with it. It was pretty fun. I'm queuing with Helgrim. I think Helgrim's one of the guys who'd done some RBGs with, and so I'm in one of his like RBG group things, like community groups, I think is what you call them, right? So we're just kind of farming some honor. He's farming honor. He's hit 2100. I'm trying to try out some of these new builds and things. Dread Calling is cool. We can play this game. So I have it on my wrists. It's really cool. I feel like the strongest value. We'll see the damage spread, right? Okay, so that last game is let's refresh our buff. We'll go to Ogre Mark and kind of mess around on the target dummy while we're in between queues. We're queuing as Alliance right now, so our queue time is like instant. But we can go ahead. We'll use the haste trinket. Trying to think if there's anything. So I did switch a few things around. I socketed. So I got the belt because I had the crit verse belt. Then we got the haste verse belt. All of my sockets before were verse, and I swapped them all out to haste, trying to hit like these different haste breakpoints, mostly because of the cast speed reduction on Shadow Bolt. So for example, if I take this trinket off, my Shadow Bolt goes up to 1.8 seconds. And if I put this on, it's at 1.7 seconds. Nothing super huge or massive. The breaking point, from what I can tell, is 15% on the haste. So in a perfect world, I prefer using the Gladiator's Emblem, but I'm 1% haste short. So I need to get like another, like my legs and my boots both should be haste verse and they're crit verse. So like I need to get one more piece and then I can do it, or even my cloak potentially. But point being, if you see me running these other trinkets, it's kind of just to try and get above 15% haste. But the build, let's go ahead and do it. We'll do Dreadlash from the Shadows. So I'm kind of torn, honestly, when it comes to this build, because of Soul Conduit is really good, but I also don't like Soul Conduit as a talent point in general. But we'll run with, let's try it with Felguard. I haven't tried it with Grimoire Felguard yet. How's it going, bud? What are you thinking of rolling in TBC? TBC, we are 100% going one Boomkin, probably two Boomkins. No, I'm just, I think my main, I think I'm going to go Warlock and Boomkin in TBC, actually, because I've grown to really like Warlock, obviously, from retail. Demonology becomes like actually Demonology in TBC. So I have my Druid, my Balanced Druid, that we're going to be like our main go-to for TBC. And then I also am planning on boosting up my Warlock, because my Warlock is like level 30 or something like that, I think. 25 or 30 or something. So I'm gonna boost my Warlock. Those are the two that I'm anticipating like actually playing. And then I actually have a second Druid that I am leveling up right now as like a farm alt. So that's kind of my plan as of right now for TBC. How about the Implosion Legendary? Is that viable? So I actually haven't played with the Implosion Legendary yet, Dimitri. I haven't tried it yet. The Implosion Legendary, I anticipate being the best one for Mythic Plus, but Dread Calling could be pretty good too. So I'm gonna run Plague Divisor on this. I kind of have this set up as twofold. I have Fell Commando, and I have Carnivorous Stalkers in my Plague Divisor Soulbind here. So this allows me to play like Demonic Synergy, because you basically would be swapping out this potentially with like Born of Blood or like Tyrant Soul or something, whatever you wanted to. But it's kind of a wash. Everything in the other DPS conduits are all similar. If I run Carnivorous Stalkers, I can basically run this same Soulbind with like a Dreadlash build as well as with like a Demonic Synergy build. It's kind of like twofold. What rank am I in twos? I think I'm like 1800. I haven't done twos in a very long time. I haven't done twos in like probably 5 or 6 weeks. I mostly just RBG. That's like the only thing I really do for. I just enjoy RBGs more. I want to start trying to do twos and threes now that this buff went through. This buff going through is the biggest impact for us in Arena, I think, because of the pet control aspect is a really big deal. Oh shoot, we don't have our Felguard up. Yeah, so that's kind of like a big deal, a big part of kind of like not what was deterring me, but it was very frustrating in arenas in a lot of situations because you just had no real control like over. Oh no. Oh this guy, dude, this guy, how is he sitting right there? What the Go, Fleshcraft, go. Nice. He's dead. What? Go, come on. Slow him. Oh, no. But so the dog build, you'll see Dreadbite and the Dreadstalker melee ends up being close to about 30% of my damage done over the course of a game. Not that that's like good or bad necessarily. It just kind of understanding the damage breakdown. These guys are hitting BS, it looks like. So it's good for a couple reasons. In BG situations, running Dreadlash is actually insane for team fights. Like your constant AoE cleave is very, very, very high, especially paired with Carnivorous Stalkers, because it's just like you're kind of like pets are doing this like sporadic whirlwind in the fights, and it's like it's just very, very, very good. That's probably like some of my highest overall damage done BGs. Damn, I'm getting some like frame drops in these. Oof. I was right about to cast Circle there too. It's okay, let's go ahead and fear him. He's got no kick here. This into dogs, into tyrants, and he should be dead. Oh, big 8,400. Oh, and he bubbled. 8,400 demon fire right there. Let's go ahead and swap him. Let's get on this priest. Go ahead and tongues him. I'm gonna pet stun his next cast. Oh, where's our Felguard? Isaac. I run Implosive for a little not that noticeable unless you're in high keys in a mob myth. I mean, yeah, so it's one of those things where, I mean, I haven't tried it with the changes because Mythic Plus is like the content. I haven't done really any PvE stuff in a long time. I've just basically only PvP'd for the last like couple months, really. Because like the gear I have is just better from the stuff I would be getting from doing high keys, you know. So it's, unless I'm just trying to do it just to mess around, I haven't really messed with it at all. But the duration increase is pretty huge because that was like a big problem I had with implosive potential. Because it felt like it was too hard to manage the uptime of it, and it felt like it was rushing my rotation trying to keep it up, and like I still couldn't keep it up. So I'm really glad they made the change. I think it is something that would be a lot more enjoyable to play in PvE now. Okay, he trinketed that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna dogs. I have Felguard into dogs. Felguard up into dogs. We'll go on the priest here. Oh no, don't touch me. Trinket that. I'm gonna go circle into fleshcraft. Dogs. This into the slow. Do this. He bubbled. Kick that. I didn't need to coil that right there. That was a little early. I should have waited for the silence to wear off. Another setup that's actually really fun to do too with this build is running demonic calling. Damn, this guy's just keep running away. Demonic calling is pretty fun to run in certain like BG type settings. Go on the pally here. Go ahead and pet stun. Nice. Barrier. Yeah, is the FPS bad for you guys? I don't know why it's dropping for me too. It's part of the reason why I haven't really streamed that much, and I have a new computer it's supposed to be here soon. But I get FPS drops all the time, man. It's so frustrating. Oh, you know what I can do? It's probably I think I might have my graphics turned all the way up too, which doesn't help. Go ahead and hand Gul'dan into Tyrant. I'm going to coil off that just so he can't do anything. The pet stun. I walled and fleshcraft here. I probably didn't need to do that. Wow, dude, it's rough. Rough FPS drops, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to play this. I don't know why. Let's see if it's not that high, man. I can't change my output, I don't think, while I'm playing either. You need that one Torque ability that has a smaller chance to reset dogs. It'd be so sick. Yeah, it would be cool. That one's like a little bit hit or miss. So like if you're playing this build, you can actually run demonic calling in BGs isn't that bad usually because you can cast, like hard cast enough that you sometimes will get value out of it anyway. Where it can still be kind of good. I like Doom a lot, but Doom is definitely like a little more global intensive. Pet stun, he trinketed. I'm gonna go ahead and coil into dogs. We're gonna slow him. Doom's about to pop. 3500 Doom. So it's like, I don't know, it does good damage. It's pretty fun, but it's one of those things. It's kind of nice for when you're having to run around and stuff. I don't have Fleshcraft up or anything. Can we kick this guy? Healthstone. Oh, did he? Oh, wow, that went off. Yeah, I didn't have it. Fleshcraft was like 1 second. 1 second from coming up. Let's see if maybe this helps. I don't know what else to do, guys, besides like the FPS is a little bit brutal. I don't think I can change it while I'm in the middle of streaming, can I? No. Kick that. So not bad. 785k. So this is the spread though with this build. You see Dreadbite was our top damage. Maybe if I reduce that down. Let's see pull up the task manager, see what's going on. Let's see maybe if I close some of this, we can have a pop-out chat. Can someone type something in chat just to test this? Chat test. Any pulses out there? Anyone alive? Howdy. Okay. Maybe this helps. I kind of like minimize some stuff, turn some stuff off. But yeah, so like look at our damage spread on that, right? Dreadbite is a massive portion of your damage. And then your Dreadstalker's auto is really high too. It's like this is around like 9 to 13% of your damage, kind of just depending. But this is with the dog legendary, Dreadbite, Carnivorous Stalkers. So it's, I would say you can definitely do as much DPS with this build. Let's see if maybe that helps. You can definitely do as much DPS, like overall. I feel like with this build, it's just a very different setup, right? It's more consistent. It's a little bit less bursty, but it's still pretty fun. I don't know. I was trying to figure out like which legendary to make next, and I'm still torn. I don't know. So we did make one. Let's try this one this time. This is new. I haven't posted anything on this yet. We built the Claw of Endrith. Now, Claw of Endrith is something that's is a pretty weird setup and play style. Now, I've tried this with a few different setups here. casting circle, I feel like if you're playing Necro, is insane right now. This feels very, very, very strong. I'm still not good about using it, but for the sake of this, I think instead of running our kick, I think we'll run Essence Drain. This is like a build and a setup that I've been wanting to kind of test out or get kind of dialed in, specifically for like base sitting situations. So for this, I would run like this. What's our dwarf racial? Stone form. Okay. But so TLDR, we have casting circle to basically guaranteed get a life drain off. So we can like casting circle, fleshcraft, life drain with claw. And this is insane for like damage mitigation and heal, you know, healing over that whatever 6, 7, 8 seconds. Then we also have our health stone. Oh, I should drop those. Then we also have unending resolve into life drain. Then we also have like coil into life drain. Like we have like a few ways to generate like half of our health basically. On this top row, or sorry, these two, I mean, really both of these two top rows are kind of like whatever for this build. They're not really that big of a deal. I think Vile Fiend and Grimoire are best just because you can use this to bait kicks into fire. Then you can free cast life drain. So I think Vile Fiend, you for sure do want to go here. Grimoire Felguard for the stun. You can stun into life drain, right? This whole idea about this is like, how do you set up the most ways to be able to disrupt someone trying to kill you one-on-one and be able to get your casts off. So this is another one. We just crafted this today and kind of messed with it in like a BG, trying to kind of make this work. One thing that's important to know with Essence Drain is this will not proc if Life Drain is not healing you. So you have to be not at full health for that to proc, just as far as priority's sake of how you're using it. Nice. This guy gonna go. Jesus, how many? That guy have like 5 health? What the hell just happened to him? All right, let's grab this and see how we do with go ahead and drop circle. I'm so glad. You know what's crazy is why did it take them so long to make that just a normal health bar? Why was that like this huge ordeal, like for weeks and weeks and weeks? It was just OP because you couldn't figure out how to target the damn thing. So we basically, with this build, just have so many ways of surviving that from like a one-on-one, watch here, we'll do here. Casting circle, fleshcraft. Oh, we still died through the wall. But you have so many ways between casting circle, fleshcraft, unending resolve, drain, coil, drain, grimoire, stun, drain, axe toss, drain. Like you have all these ways one-on-one to be able to like just survive. And I feel like it has to be the best at spinning a flag of any spec I could think of. Is there some kind of alternate setup that you guys would think would be better? Are you kidding me? See that coil, life drain. I got kicked. Damn, dude, there's so many of them. No. It's like 6 people. Look at our healing done. Oh. Let's see how much life drain healed for what I get 2 casts. So it heals for like 4 or 5k per. So basically like 10k. Like 10k per. Do you ever use the fear conduit? I have it actually. Is it in this build? I have it in this build. It's not bad. It's not bad. You definitely could use it. The only reason I don't use it is because, I mean, it's a little bit different now after this patch yesterday, is with your dogs and your tyrant and stuff. The way it worked before is it just made everything stop attacking that target. So it doesn't work like that now. I mean, they still stop attacking the target, but you can control, you can make them start attacking again. So it's more valuable now than it was, because before it would basically make them all stop attacking whatever you're actually trying to kill if you're using it like on a kill target, and it just sucked. It was like a really bad interaction for a demo, and so it's not like that anymore. Well, I don't have a kick. This guy just in bear form hiding around a tree right now, getting healed by another druid. Come on, come here. Come on. Let's see how long I can survive if it's like 2 or 3 of them, if it's not. He just tried to do that explosive shot crap to me right there, I think. Oh no. Why did my healthstone work? 183k. So Fleshcraft just ends up doing so much too. It's like 20k life per cast and 20% damage mitigation. And then we also are getting healed from the ultimate form. This is 2 different times, right? Because we only got 2 Fleshcrafts. So this is another 7k. So 27k. Yeah, the new pet control. The new pet control is a big deal. But with that fear conduit, that like now I think it's a lot more viable for demo than it was, because you can actually turn and like make your pets start also attacking, and it doesn't. Before it was like if you ever did it, it was very hard to get your pets to go back onto the target. So you ended up losing just a huge amount of downtime, especially on stuff like Tyrant. But it's definitely more reliable now, or you know, definitely not bad by any means now. Dude, this hunter is pretty obnoxious. Why? Why did my life drain not go off at all? Do you guys see that? It was like showing here, but it wasn't casting. That was really weird. I don't know if maybe I was like, maybe he was like behind me or something. It looked like it was going off, but it didn't actually cast it all there. Demonology is what I want to play, but Chaos Bolts are so hard to give up. He convinced me to go demo. Chaos Bolts are pretty satisfying. I haven't tried whoa, what was that? I haven't tried the new Madness Legendary yet. I plan on trying that. Maybe we'll try that here in another game or two. The new Madness Legendary update I think is actually pretty significant. I think with 4 seconds is enough time. Oh, I think 4 seconds is enough time to fear, to like pseudo fear in between your chaos bolts and still get them off. Oh, sorry, buddy. Damn, what was that? 17k kill shot, nice. I had Caspar glitches today. Is that like I hope that's not a new thing. That was really weird. Whatever. But I think with the 4-second buff, you'll be able to basically Chaos Bolt, Fear, Chaos Bolt, which you couldn't do before. At least with my gear and like my haste and stuff. This hunter over here. Dude, this corruption's slow. It's waddling away. Just me and my boy, dude, we're just waddling along. Here we go. What's up, George? How you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know, man. Demo, have you, Jay, have you tried Demo since the changes? Should we, trying to think of like what setup I want to play next. Should we go the big Demon Bolt build? Just finished playing with Casting Circle for the first time. It makes such a big difference. It's really big. The changes that they made to it, I think, definitely put it on par. Well, because look, like, I don't like this song. Because look, like, no matter what build you're running, cookie cutter setup is for sure these two. Master Summoner is just huge. And then Call Fell Hunter is just huge, especially paired with Axe Toss, right? Just being able to like kick and then Axe Toss and then coil. Like you can just do this like super long CC chain. So that always left this third slot kind of up for grabs. Call Fell Lord used to be good like 2 expansions ago, but this has a fixed amount of health. So this doesn't scale with your health like the way the other stuff does. And it's like got a, like, I think like 11k health. So if you're playing against, you know, warriors that are blade storming and all that kind of stuff, this very commonly dies and people have to stand in it. So this is like just the fact that this can like get instantly killed in AoE is just not that ideal. Same with Call Observer. Very interesting mechanic, but it has like 1,000 health. So if you're going against Boomkins, which is like the best time you'd want to use it, it also dies like instantly. So the fact that these are these kind of like longer cooldowns, they're very like situational and they have no health is really shitty. Like if these both had 30k health, because they don't do like that much damage, right? They're basically these like obstacles you're summoning, right? These shouldn't die from just random cleave damage, and they do. Like no one's focusing this to kill it. Starfall and like Moonfire and shit just kill it. And Call Fell Lord just gets cleaved by melee. Whenever you're wanting to use it against like melee cleaves, it just gets killed instantly too. So I don't think they need to buff the damage of these, but if they made these where they either couldn't get killed or had much bigger health pools where someone would have to like actually focus and kill them, I think these would be a viable third option. Bane of Fragility was good kind of in the old Demon Bolt build where you would like do the same kind of demonic consumption and like one shot a target, because you basically are increasing that damage by 15% for all intents and purposes if you can get this all off at the same time. But it doesn't really, our burst isn't really set up the same way now, so this is less viable in my opinion. I kind of skipped over Singe, but this is very like niche. I don't think this is very good by comparison to some of the other ones. Amp Curse now is good. This is what I usually would play because I really like having this, but I've been trying to mess with Casting Circle because of the changes. This gives you more utility. Think of it as like, most of my perspective on this stuff is like BG situations, but like in BGs, you can have a higher actual impact playing Amplify Curse and playing it well, but Casting Circle is going to allow you to get off more individual damage yourself and have more survivability yourself. Essence Drain is unique and is cool, but it's very niche. It's very specific to your survivability only, and I tend to not like those kinds of talents, stuff that's like one-dimensional, because it makes it so a lot of times if you're dominating or you have like the upper hand, you're not really gaining value from it, right? If I'm killing someone and I already have my Fleshcraft Shield on me, I have Soul Leeches like stacked up to 10k or whatever the hell it stacks up to now, and I'm like CC chaining them over and over and over again, I can't get in a situation where I use Essence Drain, right? So if I have the upper hand in a fight, I basically get no value from it. Netherward was the go-to. I think people are going to start playing Casting Circle instead of Netherward though, because this is only 3 seconds on a 45-second cooldown. This is 8 seconds on a 1-minute cooldown. And they effectively do the same thing. The only difference is that Netherward, you can potentially like reflect like a polymorph or something. So to me, in my opinion, our best options are Casting Circle and Amp Curse, as far as just like consistency. That's my opinion based on the changes. Let's go the Demon Bolt build this time. So Demon Bolt build, only thing kind of significant is we're running Fatal Decimation and lead by example here. So Decimating Bolt into the double Demon Bolt hits a little bit harder. The focus bolt macro in BGs is the reason I can't give it up. Yeah, you're saying where you can like cast Chaos Bolt at your focus target and like you set a random person to your focus and like people aren't ready for it. What's your opinion on Doom? It seems really weak face value. So Doom is the go-to for arena situations. Doom, I'll play with Doom next game so that you can see it. Doom's very, very good. Think of it this way. Forget about the duration thing. Assume that it's something that you're using for your global cooldowns when you don't have the ability to like cast damaging abilities, in which case it's giving you 3,800 damage on an instant cast. Right? Obviously that's assuming it doesn't get dispelled, which, oh, we don't have the right pet out. Oh, I don't have Bale Spiders on either. Shoot. He's got Spell Reflect up. Damn. Okay, let's get a, do I have no legendaries on right now? Pretty impressive. We already lost that, so let's try and peel out of here. Dude, is this Hunter really? I'm dead here, I don't have anything. I don't want to like shield wall on this. That is done. We'll get We'll put Veil Spiders on here. But Doom is basically like a free 3,800 damage when you can't cast other things, and it's a curse, so it can't be dispelled by like priests and paladins, which are so common right now. It might be less valuable with like the Resto Druid buff coming through. Veil Spiders, because druids can decurse. Right, so druids, mages, shamans can all decurse, and so you just have to be aware of what your matchup is. Okay, here, let's this guy's gonna die already. Damn. But it's nice because it's a form of damage you can throw out that isn't able to be dispelled by normal dispels. And it's like, it's really nice if you'll see, like, a lot of times what I'm doing is if I'm on the move, like if I'm actually running, I spam my curses during that time. So like, it's twofold. Like, you're creating distance or getting kind of like in a better position, while also, I'm gonna trinket that, while also, you know, providing a lot of utility or damage or whatever via just getting all your curses out. Okay, here we go. We got big damage here. Are you guys ready? We got dogs. Let's do one more. We'll go on this guy right here. Don't kick me. I think that's always gonna be fun. I don't know that I'm ever gonna play this build and be able to do that and not really enjoy doing that. We go ahead and shield wall and fleshcraft. I don't think I live this though. I'm surprised these guys haven't kicked me yet. I don't really have any way of. I'm gonna try and Tyrant here if I can actually. Oh, he cloaked. Good cloak, buddy. I have my burst up again. I don't know, dude. I can't. This is the downside with this build. I mean, this is a little bit of an unrealistic situation because you have like 5 people. But if you have a ton of pressure, it's kind of hard to do that setup because it's really contingent on my decimating bolt. I can do decent damage without it. Like, we're still doing good damage. This damage spread is like the inverse of dogs, right? It's like 35%, if not more, of our damage is decimating, or is demon bolt. Totally agree. Observer shouldn't take damage from cleave. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they haven't fixed some of that kind of stuff, because you can play it like a couple times and you are able to see like the biggest problem with it, right? It's really cool. It's a really unique ability, but that kind of stuff shouldn't just die immediately, especially if it's like a 1.5 minute cooldown. If it was like a 30-second cooldown, I could see that, you know? Happy to catch a streamer. I want to see you play Demon Bolt build in arenas. Arenas is going to be a tough one. Arenas is going to be a tough one. We'll see. I think I'm going to try and start getting back into arenas though with the pet changes. I think, let's go help these. Should we help these guys? You think we can take LM? They have one hunter up here. The Demon Bolt build is tough. We'll have to see. Let's swap this out too. Put on the haste trinket. Oh, this guy DC'd. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, let's just. Can we just cap this? Oh, Drew's there. Like, what the hell was that? Okay. Kick that. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up my coil. Here we go. So let's, oof, and we have a rogue. Nothing I can really do here. I just don't have enough CC for like all of that at the same time. 2 targets is okay because I can like fear one, coil the other. But we'll see. I think in arena, so here's the issue that I've run into with arena. I think I could make this work in arena. if we were running Casting Circle. The problem is that you don't want to give up Master Summoner because this is a big part of making sure you get your damage off, and you don't want to run Demonic Calling, right? So you have to then always hard cast your dogs, which you don't want to be in that situation if you can avoid it, because it puts like another layer of like stuff, like prerequisites to being able to burst. And if you get rid of Call Fell Hunter, you lose your kick, and you don't have Axe Toss with this build because we're running Succubus, right? So in a perfect world, we would also have Casting Circle. And if we had Casting Circle, I think I could make it work, because I think you would be able to, I think I could pull that off, but it's very hard without that. Okay, here we go. We don't have From the Shadows on this target, but I think we'll kill him anyway. Holy shit. What did I hit for? What's this guy's name? Tipper? Hit him for 14k. 13k with a 2700, or a 12k with. So those are non-crits. And I didn't have From the Shadows there either. So it's definitely, I mean, it's definitely strong. I mean, that's really significant burst with not too much setup. It's just the hard cast of the Decimating Bolt is a little bit iffy. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. I'm a little bit I feel like I haven't streamed in a while. My whole UI in Streamlabs not working is thrown off my setup here. If you swap Curse of Weakness, does it stop Chaos Bolt from critting still? If you ASP, so Curse of Weakness. If you're saying if you amp Curse, so far from what I can tell, I tested it in like a duel. If you apply amp Curse of Weakness, it doesn't affect crits on spells. The tooltip isn't very accurate because it says like prevents the enemy player from critting. I don't know. On casters, it does not affect spells from everything I was able to test. Like people, I would like duel a mage and I applied it and he could still crit me with his spells. I actually don't know either if it's on melee, if they're normal abilities, like say you're against a warrior, right? I think his Mortal Strike could still crit. I think it prevents his melee auto attacks from being able to crit. I think is how it actually works. Either way, it's very strong against things like rogues, warriors, and even ret pallies, because what happens is if you do Curse of Exhaustion, they can get like freedomed out of that and it will dispel it. So it's like those kind of curses are kind of risky to amp Curse because they're easy to negate. Curse of Weakness, the only reason that's going to get dispelled off of a melee is if you have like a mage or a like druid or someone that's dispelling it because they're paying attention. It's much less common, much less likely that that's going to be the case. Whereas like if they get any kind of like Blessing of Freedom, Tiger's Lust, any of that kind of stuff, it's going to dispel your Curse of Exhaustion just because of the slow mechanic. Demon Bolt build makes me want to switch Covenants. Dude, the Demon Bolt build is fun. We can we'll play Doom this build. I'll do a couple more games with this build. This build I feel like has the highest skill cap of the builds to pull off in PvP. So I'm eager to kind of like try to make it work, but I also don't know if it's gonna be better than this build. I'm a huge fan of Necrolord. I really have enjoyed playing Necrolord so far, but I don't know if you guys have gotten used to playing Night Fae. I don't know that I would swap to Necrolord. It's hard for me to say that. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? Stream on Twitch. Dude, all my stream stuff got messed up by trying to use restream, so I think I'm gonna do one or the other and kind of like go back and forth. I don't want to use restream anymore. It messed up my chat trying to use restream last time, so I gotta get all that figured out. But yeah, not tonight. Soon though. We'll stream on Twitch soon. Using Netherward on druids when they use Convoke is fun. Yeah, I mean, I can see it being good in those situations. Like, I just... Like, the main reason that people run this, isn't it for negating, like, ranged kicks? Isn't that kind of, like, the big value that you run, like, that you run this for? Or are you, like, kind of most of the time trying to, like, reflect, like, a poly or something? I know the problem is I don't test fix your stuff. I don't test the stream stuff until like I'm going live, and so then I get like frantic. I'm like, oh shoot. I got 2.1k in threes as Demo, thanks to you. Hey, love to hear that, man. Big grats on the 2.1k. Now you're thicker than a Snicker, dude. What are you like, 48k HP? 45k HP? I really want to get 2400 for the weapon. What was the setup for the 23k Demon Bolt? That was what I was just playing this last game. So it's from the shadows. Dreadlash isn't important. You could run really anything up here, but you're not running Tyrant. And then you run Pleasure Through Pain, Sacrifice Souls, Inner Demons, and Bale Spiders. Could roll with a Resto Shaman, brings a kick, stun. Yeah, so Resto Shaman is the 2s comp that I did run at one point. Resto Shaman Warlock's very good. And it's very good with Demo. I was thinking like running like Resto Shaman, Demo, and then like even a Mage, but potentially maybe like a Shadow Priest. Or even like a warrior, I could see being pretty good. I could see like a Kyrian warrior being really good because of like being able to hold them down while you have like all your big cooldowns. Okay, so we're gonna go, this is like the more normal build. So I'll show you guys like how I'm using Doom in this game. Generally, like the way that I prioritize this is Doom is very, very high priority most of the time, with the exception of if there's casters casting. Curse of Tongues is very good. You don't want to just apply it to people if everyone's just running and no one's actually casting any spells. So if you're in like a middle of a team fight situation, Curse of Tongues is very, very good if people are actually casting, especially on healers, right? Because generally speaking, they're going to be hard casting the most, I feel like. Or they have like the highest impact hard casts, right? Preventing 10 or 15% of their heals on top of having Mortal Strike from your pet is just a lot of pressure. But if that's not happening, then Doom is like the other priority that I have. And then if people are moving and they're trying to rotate somewhere on the map, then that's when I'll use Curse of Exhaustion. That's kind of like my two kind of setups. So you want to run 2s with me? We could do 2s. I don't care. I haven't done 2s in a long time. But I want to kind of try and mess with I want to try and mess with arenas again. I just, with that whole pet control thing, was just kind of, it was kind of discouraging because it wasn't particularly fun. Into a lot of certain comps, like rep pallies and like pallies in general were so common, and then you'd like Tyrant and then the pally would bubble, and then you're like, you kind of just wasted all your stuff and you had no way to keep pressure up on like the other target. So now we can actually swap, but that was like a big kind of like feels bad situation prior to the change. Doing over here, low guy. Okay, I'm gonna go, let's go on the healer here. That's bubble, that's bubble. Double bubble. Okay, let's get on the DH. If I can click him. Trinket that. So here I'm going to Curse of Tongues these guys just to fear this guy. Stay on him, stay on him. I have pet stun up in 10. I can also coil this actually. Coil should kill him here. Nice. I'll go ahead and pet stun, Vile Fiend. Here, watch. We'll silencing circle into Fleshcraft. Have my pet kill this guy. Easy peasy. That's a ret pally. I keep Curse of Tonguesing the ret pallies, I think. Go ahead and pet stun here. Curse of Exhaustion this guy. He's trying to catch our flag. Can I get the fear? Nope. Finish him off. Oh, dude, that heal is so dumb. Makes no sense to me that they're able to heal for that much. Okay, I have big damage here. I think we're gonna kill him before I can get actually my damage off though. We go ahead and Tyrant just before my Felguard runs out. Just go on these guys. See, it's great though. The one thing too that's really huge with this change is that before, if I got CC'd, so say I killed that warrior and then I get trapped, right? There was no way for me to actually get my demons to attack a new target until I attacked them. So if I got CC'd and my minions stopped attacking a target, they would just stand there. And so now all I have to do is like my pet attack command and they'll all immediately start attacking whatever that target is. So there's just so many situations that would happen that they're specific situations, but they would happen often enough to where like I would know exactly when I would get CC'd in those situations. I'm like, well, great, my Tyrant's just standing here not doing anything. Like they would happen, they wouldn't happen like every single engagement, but they would happen regularly enough to where I would be really frustrated when they would happen. Why aren't we? Oh, the flags were over there. Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, big grats on Moonkin form. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that, man. What's the map add-on? This is called Reporter. Reporter, just one word, Reporter. It's really sick. You can like change the scale on it, so you can make it way bigger if you wanted to. It's a little annoying the first time you use it. You have to redo that. You have to set this up for each BG. Like it starts kind of as like a big was this guy just gonna sit here or what? Interesting. Interesting turtle. These guys are dying so fast I can't even get my can't even get like my cooldowns. Like if I were to, I guess I can now. Kind of annoying, he keeps no, he's trying to get the thing. He's trying to get the leaf. Yeah, reporter though, it's huge. It's really, really good. I'm still not very good at using it. Like I still open my map a bunch in the middle of the game, but if I can get used to using it, it's a really big help. Person who got me to 2100 was playing with a boomy in threes or twos. You say threes? Yeah, threes is demo. And then you were running with what, like Holy Pally or Shaman or something? I don't know if how this guy thinks he's like real tricky, like he's just feigning death. I'm not gonna like notice or what. Like, see, this is a perfect example. So see how I'm CC'd? We killed the hunter. In the past, my pets would literally just be standing there on me and not do anything. And like, at least in that situation, I can make them like attack a target. Let that misstun. How did that? Did he cancel his Blade Storm right there? Bubble. Go on this guy. Look, we're just sending the army. Go, go, go. Big 6,700 demon fires. See ya. We moonfiring everywhere. What's the combat text add-on? It's just called classic numbers. Classic numbers. Let's go on this guy. I'll fear this guy. He's gonna kick me here. I'll trigger a casting circle. Fleshcraft. Oh, I canceled that early. I shouldn't have done that. Go ahead and pet stun here. I can actually coil that too. Decimating Bolt, he's gonna run away. We'll keep on him, I guess. It's always annoying when people do that. It's like completely just run. I guess like I don't have that option. Like it's like I'm so slow as a Warlock. You have to endure the. Okay. All right, enough is enough. All right, I'm over it. Go get Zerker. Come on, get Zerker. Come over here. Okay, I think he's gonna trinket this. He did. Coil. Tyrant. Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's back. Oh my god, he bubbled. Oh, I just hard cast a Demon Bolt? That's not what I meant to hit. Holy shit. Did you see that burst? I don't have anything up. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That mage literally did no damage. That Ret Pally just did everything. That's so stupid. Dude, 15k judgment crits. Makes so much sense. Can you show your talents? Yeah. The talents are always up here on the top two. Just if you're ever curious and I like miss reading that in chat. My talents, this is my trinkets, this is my legendary, and these are all my like conduits and everything. Yeah, we're just this is kind of like normal. I'd say I would call this the normal build. This is like the more commonly played build. One more. Oh no. Oh. I don't have anything, dude. I don't have anything. But I have to actually get that mouse wheel pet attack macro working. Dude, it's really huge. It's really, really big. If you can get, honestly, so on characters that, like melee characters, for example, I had wheel up as my kick. That's because that's such a fast reactionary kind of keybind to be able to have. And I think having the pet control for your minions is more important than having the kick. Any like pet class, I think the pet control is more impactful. That's something that's very, very, very important to do. It like, I wish I could remember this guy's name because there was a hunter player, and he went through like a whole pet control guide of how he controlled his pet, and it was insane. The amount of things he had bound for different types of interactions with his pet was insane. Like sending his pet back to him, having his pet go to like the target of like X, Y, and Z, and having his pet charge to his ally. Like there's all kinds of like weird like macros he had. And you know, he explained why he uses them, and it 100% makes sense. It was pretty pretty keybind intensive. I think we can get him here. This is a guy that like almost one-shot us. Get him! Ah, yeah. That guy's good. That guy's geared. I mean, he's got 40k HP as a pally. Pretty stacked. What are you doing? We get a big stun. Oh no, I don't have that. Stun this guy. Decimating bolt. That should kill him. Nice. This guy just keeps feigning. Get out of here. Froze one of my dogs. It feels real dumb. Kick that. The one downside if you're playing Arcane Mage, if you get kicked on any of your shit, you can't do anything. Like if you get kicked on Arcane, you can't blink, you can't poly, you can't blast, you can't missiles, you're like just stuck. See like that? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was on this guy. So not bad. I mean, we did most on our team. This Ret Pally wrecked. So did this Arms Warrior. Oh, draw. No one capped a flag that whole game. This is the first stream I've caught. Before seeing this, I figured Demo would be pretty clunky in PvP and doesn't seem too bad. No, it's not. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I would say it's very unique compared to like the other caster playstyles. So it takes some getting used to what you use in which situations. What's his thought process and keep you feigning death? I guess he thought he was gonna like trick me eventually. I don't know. So we don't have mercenary up anymore, so we'll be orc this time. Let's try the demon bolt build again. So I really like this build. This build, if any of you guys are playing Necrolord, I think this feels the best as far as like having all your bases covered, because I think casting circle is uniquely strong with fleshcraft, because it basically makes casting circle a very, very, very strong defensive if you're running fleshcraft. Oh dude, I was running the wrong freaking soulbind that last game. That kind of makes sense. There was one point when I was fleshcrafting I got CC'd and I got confused there, but that's why I was using the wrong soulbind. But this, I think, is this change to casting circle, I think, is uniquely valuable to Necrolord because of the interaction with fleshcraft. And then the change on the pet control stuff, I think Grimoire Felguard into Vile Fiend into Dreadstalkers into Tyrant is just insane burst all the time. You could literally run any of these talents if you really like one of these over the other. You could Demonic Calling is still not bad even if you're running Master Summoner. It's basically just free shards over the course of the game. I think Doom is better in a lot of situations. But I tend to not run Power Siphon unless I'm running like the full Demon Bolt build. But I feel like this is just very strong, and like even if there's builds you can play that are going to give you maybe a little bit more DPS, I feel like this gives us a lot of defensive options too, with our kick, coil heal, circle into fleshcraft. Like there's just a lot of just strengths in this setup in general, I think. Okay, we're gonna not run kick this time, and let's run this with casting circle. Let's run this with casting circle and see how this goes. Do this, do this. And we have a many. Yeah. So, whoa, that was weird. Does it do anything for the pet AI? Yeah, Feign Death does stop my pets from attacking. But that's why if you have the wheel macro, you just click him and you just wheel forward, and then they just start attacking him again. Okay, so one thing I was thinking too, let me see if I can explain this before we get in this BG. So right now I have Emeni as my like Demon Bolt build setup. If I basically ran Plague Divisor, and let's say we swap out Fatal Decimation for Fel Commando, I could also Casting Circle into Fleshcraft into Decimating Bolt, and there's no way it could be interrupted because you have 3 seconds of the CC immunity. You have the silence protection from Casting Circle and the CC protection from Fleshcraft. So it would guarantee that you could cast your Decimating Bolt. The only way someone could avoid it is by Feign Death or like Vanish, Cloak, or Line of Sighting you. Like they would have to use like a pretty significant cooldown or get away from you to prevent you from casting it. But nothing like if there's like a target on you, like a Arms Warrior or something like that, you could just cast that straight in their face. There's nothing that they could do, which I thought that could be kind of a fun play style. Let's try this. Double, Power Siphon, decimating. Oh, he's out range. Damn. Let's go this into, I don't have Decimating Bolt up for a second, so I'm kind of like waiting. That's not good. What do we do here? Damn. Need to try and get my, the biggest issue I have with this build, just consistency wise, is having to refresh my Bale Spiders. This little guy just running around healing me? What's up, dude? What's up, buddy? See, so like here, like my Bale Spiders fell off. So I can basically build up to one more hand. Now I have my burst up here, so we just got to figure out who we want to pop it on. Oh, this looks like a great candidate right here. So let's try this. Can I can't seduce him, huh? Decimating Bolt. 200 to 0. 10k. Went bear form. Nice. I think I'm dead here. Yeah. All right, let's look at the damage spread though. 32% of our damage done from Demon Bolts. We didn't get too many big ones there. 11k was our highest. I feel like there's something happening. There's some variable that's happening sometimes where sometimes they're just popping off and sometimes they're not, and I can't figure out what it is. It might be me not doing a good job managing my Bale Spiders buff. That's realistic. Oh, I don't have kick. I don't have kick. This is bad. I think I'm dead here. I don't have anything. So I can dogs, and then I can quadruple Shadow Bolt in this opener, and that's five shards and full Bale Spiders, which I think is like the cleanest opener. And then you kind of are like holding that until your dogs come back off cooldown. So like, let's try it here. Let's try the big burst here. Can I dogs? Can I do it to this guy? Nice. So we seduce. This is like the old burst build. Nice. Okay, that's PI. So I think that's part of where like the skill cap of this build is going to come into play in general, is I think if you can use the seduce to set up your decimating bolt. I think is going to be a pretty big deal. Especially if you're able to do these burst combos where you're able to like 100 to 0 people. Let's go, we'll go Tyrant here. Dump shards. Here, let's go on this priest. Dump shards. $100 to 0, $100 to 0. Ah, not there, not there. Those are still pretty big though. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guy. Dude, I didn't pay any attention to the flag at all right there. I don't know, man. This build feels weird. Feels weird. I think it could be good though, but there's something where sometimes it feels like my demon bolts are hitting way harder than other times, and I don't know exactly what it is that's causing that. Oops. We'll queue here for another one. What build should we play this time? Should we try this again? I don't think I used casting circle at all there. I feel like with this build, I can't run casting circle though. There was like 3 separate times where I wanted to kick something and I didn't have kick up. I wonder, I haven't used Boscorch bombers in forever. The hardest question for the Demon Bolt build is why play it over Destro. Yeah, so that's a good point. You know what? Let's try Destro this game. I haven't played Destro since the changes to Madness. Let's check that out. The main point, the main reason being is that your Demon Bolts are instant cast. So with Destro, if you play against people that really want you to not do damage, all they have to do is watch for Chaos Bolts. It's very telegraphed, right? It's very easy for people to stop the go. Whereas if you're playing Demo, I mean, with this setup, you could argue that like my burst was based off a Decimating Bolt, and so people would just have to watch for that, which is kind of true, but people are also not, they're not like as aware of that, if that makes sense. Let's do this. My belt, I know, didn't save. I think that's it. Save that. So it was weird. It was really confusing, the tooltip thing. Afflictions, Demon Armor now is 220%, and Demon Armor for Destro is 160. So I have like 30, I think 30-ish or 32% damage mitigation as Affliction. So it gave you like an extra 2 or 3%. But yeah, I think if you're playing, I haven't played the Conflag Legendary yet, so it's hard for me to say how good that one is. But I think if you're playing, let me swap this. I'm gonna run Casting Circle here as well. And I think I'm actually going to just run this for right now. I don't have a destro like setup for any of this. I think I'm going to run this though, just so that I have the fleshcraft. This is kind of like whatever. I think I'd rather have fleshcraft casting circle combo than the alternative. All right, we're gonna go Voidwalker. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna go Felguard. I mean, Fell Hunter. But we'll see here. I think now I can Chaos Bolt Fear, Chaos Bolt pretty reliably. Something that I was messing with too, like kind of, I haven't played Destro a lot the last like week or so. I've been mostly playing Affliction and Demo, but one thing that was kind of fun is you can run Soul Conduit and then you basically build up to 5 shards, and more often than not you could triple Chaos Bolt. And so the last 2 of those 3 Chaos Bolts were all amplified by Madness, and that was pretty cool because it just did a ton of damage. Like the burst was just insane. All right. That was like the biggest Infernal of my life. Thank you. No. Let's go on this guy. I ran out of my circle. It's okay. This is through barrier. Oh, I could have havoc that. That was bad. He vanished. Root beam, I'm gonna trinket that. No, not enough. The only thing that I kind of got to where I like wasn't super loving this build was these like windows in between your burst, but that's so satisfying right there. Those windows in between your bursts are just so insane. Can I actually do? No, it doesn't. So that was a fear into a conflag into another Chaos Bolt, but it doesn't last. The buff doesn't last that long. We'll go big damage here on this pally and build up shards. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's go coil. This. I almost have burst up again. There, right here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is like these are hitting basically, let's say like 10 or 15% harder than my Demon Bolt setup. But I feel like this is like a more like this is requiring more setup. Or I should say has an easier time of people like mitigating the damage. You know what I mean? Like, just because they're big Chaos Bolts. Let's try and do like a pseudo fear stun combo. Let's build up some shards and see how feasible that is with the time increase. Okay, what the hell is that? How is he so fast? Okay, let's try it on this pally here. Okay, so we got that. We can flag once just for good measure. Then we're gonna fear, chaos bolt, fear, chaos bolt, fear. So that still had the buff right there. I don't know if that actually registered as like my damage or not. What's this guy doing? Good Infernal him. Come here. Come here, guys. What, did that hit no one? Double chaos bolt. Damn, dude. So let's try it again here. So chaos bolt into fear into chaos bolt. That's still going off. Like that's still, I'm still getting madness buff from that. So that's actually like a really, really big change, because that used to be kind of the way you would, not like necessarily your kill potential, but like it did a ton of, it was like a ton of pressure, because people couldn't really defend against it, because you could fear into chaos bolt into fear and they basically were stunned the whole time, depending on your spacing. Let me see if I can try it on like one person where it's not gonna break. Gonna break on this guy. Fear. Fear. Oh, I wasn't even looking at my health. Oh, I got pyroblasted for 35k. Nice. Good game. I think both the Drain Life Legendary with Essence Drain and the Portal Legendary are being slept on hard. Thoughts? Yeah, so I actually made Claw of Endrith today. I have it on my boots. I think it's really good. I think it's really, really good. It's just very specific in its value. I have not made the Portal Legendary, so that one... So I'm trying to figure out what to spend my Soul Ash on, because it's like I want to still make stuff, but I also don't want to necessarily just upgrade stuff that I might not use. So I've gotten Madness done, Wilfred's Claw, Synergy. Hold on, let me kill these guys first. Wait. Did you guys see that? It let me Havoc while I was channeling Fleshcraft. Did we kill him? Oh, so close. Stupid. Okay, let's try this here. Can we fear? Chaos Bolt, fear. Oh, okay. Did you target me? No. Ah! Okay, let's do this. We're gonna... Oh, I don't have Trinket. I don't think I got anything here. I don't think I had anything I could have done. I think I maybe could have like tried to cast Casting Circle there. Claw's insane in small fights like 1v1 or 1v2s. Yeah, Claw. So Claw I think is very, very, very good for survivability. But it really, to me, in my opinion, Claw seems like it's only going to be strong in like one-on-ones. One-on-twos, I could see that potentially being the case as well. But really, like, the way I look at it is like Claw, I would build for like base sitting. I really wish people would want Warlocks for base sitters because I actually really enjoy base sitting. That's like a pretty fun part of RBGs to me, as weird as that is. Most people like hate it, but I actually really like it. All right, let's try this. Let's try the Fear Stun. Fear? Dude, I can't get just a one-on-one. Let me just fear him. Try on this guy. Of course. Okay, we're gonna do this. Havoc, Coil. This, double. He's dead. But yeah, like I think if for base sitting, to me, what would make the most sense in an RBG setup is if you had a tank druid that could go boomkin, and then you also have two warlocks. You have an affliction and another like flex warlock, and you basically have the flex warlock is your base sitter on like base sitting maps. Is this guy just gonna like 100 to 0 me in a silence? That was completely retarded. That's so stupid. But you basically have like a base sitting warlock, and then on like maps like Silver Shard Mines or something like that, you could either have them solo or they could go like affliction or whatever. You could have them like flex, but on maps like this, you could have them base it and then have like a rogue base at the other base, and then you have one warlock and your tank druid goes boomkin. So you'd have like two boomkins in the team fight with an affliction warlock. That to me seems like it would be a really, really good team comp, because double warlock is definitely not bad, right? Like that's not a bad setup at all. Is this guy a night elf or did he leave? He left? Oh no. Affliction can't base it? Yeah, no, not as affliction. So like it would be me and an affliction warlock on a team, right? Certain maps like Silver Shard Mines or something like that, I could potentially be affliction and be like in the team fight. But on base maps like Arathi Basin and Gorge, I could go demo and base it. All right, that was like kind of fun, but it wasn't that exciting. Should we actually, you guys want to see some affliction? Should we throw some affliction in the mix? I see about doing RBGs too. I just don't know how long it's going to take to queue up, and then we also have to like, get in chat and stuff. Well, dude, let's do one affliction. The only problem when you have like this stuff set for your certain gear pieces, like when I have like two of the same belts, but like one is crit and one's haste, and I have to like make sure I like remember that it equips on all my different stuff. I had Amp Curse that I picked. I don't know. I also am considering trying to run Casting Circle here. I've been running Rapid Contagion. But I could also see Casting Circle being good for this, for like dumping shards. potentially. We'll run Rapid Contagion for this one, but the casting circle change just kind of like changed a lot of my perspective on a lot of the talents, because that's like a pretty strong cooldown. Which legendary would you use for an affliction base hitting? Yeah, affliction just, I mean, affliction is very, very, very good for UA and cleave damage and the slows on everyone. Like that, like big team pressure you have is very strong. They're not nearly as strong one-on-one. You can go builds that are very good on one-on-one, but like this is the build that you generally are going to want to play in like rated battleground setting. So you don't have Siphon Life, you don't have Drain Soul. Inevitable Demise can be good, but you have to get up to 50 stacks really to use this like one-on-one. And you don't have Haunt. So like you don't have a lot of the stuff that is stuff that you potentially would want if you're like just trying to one-on-one someone. It's just not that strong. You could make it. What happens for me is if I'm in a beat, like if I'm in RBGs and I have to base it, I'm running Grimoire Sacrifice, but I just summon my Succubus, and then all I try and do is like cast Corruption and like run away until my teammates can like come help. Sometimes you can 1v1 people, but it's just it's not as like as much of like a single target like control spec, kind of how Demo is, where you have like Axe Toss into Coil, into Fear, into like you can do all these things kind of like in a row to like just juggle one person. And I feel like Affliction doesn't really have that same strength. And I think survivability on Affliction is the lowest of the three specs, because you have Demo, you have Soul Link, and just kind of the way your playstyle is in general is much more like CC heavy, I feel like, in like over the course of your actual fight, given just the way you use Coil and Axe Toss. You can also drain life more regularly in Demo because you have other, like you can risk getting kicked on Shadow via drain life and still have things like Vile Fiend and Hand of Gul'dan and Demon Bolt that you can cast if you get kicked on Shadow. Affliction, if you get kicked on Shadow, you can't do anything. So it just your risk is like a little bit different for Affliction. Doesn't Corrupt have immediate damage? It does, yeah, like 1,000 or whatever, 500, something like that. I'm finding it really hard to get Chaos Bolts off in Arena. Any tips? Yeah, usually if people are having a hard time with that, you have to kind of pair your burst with Unending Resolve. And you could try the new casting circle now. That might help. But that's like the weakness to Destro, right? Usually there's different setups. So there's different setups that you can do. I think I'm thinking about making a video on this for Demo, because this is something that's like, I think is a really impactful part of PvP that a lot of people don't really know or like think of that well, is being able to chain your CCs and like the different combinations that you can be doing in the different specs. So for example, we're going to switch back to Affliction for this, but I'll just show you for the sake. I don't think this will actually, if I fear this guy, will he actually get feared? I have no mana. Oh yeah, mana, that's right. Okay, so it kind of will. So if you have, will this guy get feared if I do it? Okay, so we can kind of test on this guy. So say you have like 2 melee on you. The biggest way to ensure that you can get one cast off of is by doing Havoc and double coiling. That's one Chaos Bolt cast. And Havoc's like, I think, what, 30 second? Where is this? Of course I don't have it macroed. 20 second? No, 30 second. 30 second cooldown. So every 30 seconds, your coil is 45 seconds. So every 45 seconds, you can do that. That's one Chaos Bolt. You can also Shadow Fury, and that's a second Chaos Bolt. So you could Shadow Fury into Coil and like basically get 2 Chaos Bolts off that way. That's basically one potential go. You can also Unending Resolve into double Chaos Bolt, but obviously you have the risk of getting like stunned or gripped or feared or other CCs, Cyclone, things like that. So you just have to be aware of that. If you know the other team doesn't have their CCs, you can do that. Another thing a lot of people do too is they run Nether Ward. And so you can pop like Unending Resolve, and if they do, say it's like a Pally you're going against and the Pally has Nether Ward or has a Hodge up, you can Nether Ward, and basically they potentially will just Hodge themselves, or it gives you at least protection on 1 Chaos Bolt. This is kind of global intensive for only a 3-second buff though. So it's like you have to basically like just like immediately cast it, right? Because it's kind of like a short buff duration here. And this is situational. This is not going to give you any value against like warriors, right? It's really against like Ret Pallies, druids, mages, shadow priests maybe as well, warlocks maybe as well. But the main thing I've seen a lot of people use this where you get a lot of value from is reflecting a Hodge or like reflecting a clone or a sheep. The other thing that's really big that a lot of people don't do well is using your Infernal. So this is gonna bug me not having this little gray thing here. This little grayed out thing bugs me. So let's set this up. So say you're fighting in like a normal arena. What you can do is basically you can Infernal into Shadow Fury into double Coil. And that's like a really long CC chain. So like here, if I go ahead and Havoc this guy, I drop my Infernal, I cast my Shadow Fury right away. Then I could like Chaos Bolt this, and then I didn't have Conflag up, and then Coil, and then Chaos Bolt again off of this. And like that chain, they basically can't do anything in that entire window. That's most of the time when you see like those kind of like one-shot montage type things, is people doing that setup. The Infernal stun by itself, sometimes, depending on your timing with all that, you can actually like just Infernal Chaos Bolt or Coil Chaos Bolt, and like that's kind of enough. But pretty commonly people will Shadow Fury off of the Infernal stun because of the timing of that. You have like you might be able to fit like a global in there, like you might be able to like Infernal, Conflag, then Shadow Fury. I don't know exactly how that timing works with like the current haste levels that we have. But that's kind of like that would be my main advice. The other thing you can do single target, like I was trying to do in that 1BG, is that you can have, if you're playing with like a teammate, you have your teammate CC the off target and you fear the kill target. So you can flag, you have Immolate up on the target and you can flag. So you already have your stacks of your flashpoint or whatever it's called. You fear the kill target, Chaos Bolt, fear immediately. When the Chaos Bolt lands and breaks your fear, your second fear goes off like almost instantaneously, and then they're feared again, and then you Chaos Bolt again. But that's a hard combo to do if you have someone else attacking you. So you have to have cross CC where your teammate is CCing the other person, otherwise you're more than likely just gonna get kicked. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have questions on that. That was kind of a lot of information I just threw at you. People are getting really aware of casting circle, pop it down and get Ring of Peace or feared. Yeah, that's why I think it's disproportionately strong if you're playing Necrolord, because you can just pair it with the Fleshcraft. And I forgot to summon my little minion here. What the fuck? Who's attacking me? What What the hell is going on, dude? Are you kidding me? What was that? Okay, here, let's summon our barb. The hunter. I think we can just kill this guy. Nice, good dispel, buddy. I've kick up as well. And pet stun, or... Dude! What the fuck is going on? Why are all of these people invisible? Dude, what the fuck is happening? What the hell is that? I got DK kicked, I had Windwalker minions on me, and the Windwalker and DK both were not there. Please tell me you guys saw that. That was ridiculous. Okay, hopefully this works now. I'm gonna drop a circle here just in case. Let's go ahead and do this. Extend this out. Fear him. Interesting. Okay. Okay, we won that one south too. SPG's so bugged. Yeah, good thing they're making it. They took it off the RBG list. That was. I've never had that happen. I've played this BG a bunch, and that has not happened. That was a pretty ridiculous series of events. Like the shaman initially was invisible, and then everyone else that attacked me after that was also invisible. Kill all of them? Hello? See ya. Okay. Seed? Yeah. Looks like Gucci's AFK. Oh no, he's not. Nice. Once I jumped off the ship and never stopped rocket boosting the whole match. Nice. I mean, it's fine because Blizzard's like a small company, you know, so it makes sense. Like, this game's still in beta. You should expect those kinds of things to exist. Once the final version of the game is out, then it's a different deal, but... Okay, ready? I think we got big damage here. See, like, casting circle would have been cool right there. This guy's a little angry at me, it looks like. I have kick up. Kick. He's mad. He's mad. See ya. Seed. Holy shit. 2200 crit from just the initial application of my corruption. This temple's gonna spawn in 30 seconds. feel like I should just go over there anyway. Let's go over there and set up camp. What's up, buddy? I'm not even gonna like waste cooldowns. Go on this guy. Uh-oh. This might be a little bit sketchy. I don't have any cooldowns. Like defensive cooldowns. No, don't kill me! I think I'll still do some damage here. Can we kill him? From the dead? From the dead? Did we cap that or they capped that? I think we capped that. I think they literally chased me and that other guy capped that on our team. Just now realize that Tyrant's the only CD demon that has a cast time. Well, Vile Fiend. Vile Fiend. Small indie company, yeah, exactly. Is Demo in a team fight RBG situation awful? The short answer is no, it's not awful. But a lot of the value from Demo is in your utility. This guy doesn't have anything. Can I stun? Can we kill him? Go, 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 go. One more. One more. Oh my God. AMS. I thought we had him. Just dot him up to make him really excited. I think that might actually kill him, those dots. No, it's not awful. With the changes to Tyrant, it's definitely a lot better. To be honest, it's hard for me to tell you because I haven't played it in RBG in team fights since the patch. So it's hard for me to tell you exactly what the difference is as far as like overall throughput. I can tell you that Affliction is exceptionally strong at team fight damage. The utility and survivability of Affliction is not the same as like Demo. I think Demo excels in both of those like pretty heavily. The fact that you can have like your Pet Silence and Axe Toss and Grimoire of Sacrifice for like another target and Shadow Fury and Coil, like you can have like all the normal Warlock things and you have like the Pet Stun. Also you have the Pet Mortal Strike, right? Like Legion Strike does like the mini Mortal Strike effect. So there's like a lot of value there as far as just overall pressure in team fight situations. And like a lot of that stuff isn't quantifiable from like just like a straight DPS perspective. So it's a little bit harder to say like how is this compared to this, because they're just so different in what they're kind of bringing to the table. But the changes to Tyrant, I can tell you for sure, the changes to Tyrant, your Tyrant does a ton of damage now. And the fact that you can control it makes it just much more difficult for people to like negate the Tyrant and like negate your goes. Shoot. This might be a problem. I kill him. I need to kill him in this. Oh, I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. I don't have anything. I don't have my I don't have like my circle or my gate. Wow, what was that? Why am I so fast? This guy gave up. This guy stopped chasing me. I can play like the normal, I can play the normal kind of demo build. Let's try it this game. Hopefully we get like a team fight situation and kind of see. I can show you the burst is really strong. Like the single target burst is very, very good. I would say the biggest weakness is getting like a bunch of CC on your pets, like a bunch of roots and novas and stuff is a little bit tough to deal with. And that's kind of like can be a big problem, especially with so many druids and like mass entanglement being such like a common thing. That's kind of like the biggest problem to me, or like potential weakness, I guess. Orc for racials, or just because orc is cool? The main reason I swapped was the racials. I also like orc aesthetically the most. But you can play any of the races. I mean, all of them are decent. Orc, the stun resist is just a big thing in PvP. Like my monk right now is High Mountain Tauren, and I'm contemplating swapping it to orc just because the stun resist is so good for PvP. Like if you PvP a lot, just the amount of times that you get value from the passive on the orc racial is big, and then being able to pair Blood Fury with stuff is just a really nice bonus. I think depending on what spec you're playing, I think Troll has a lot of viability too, though, because that haste is pretty insane. I mean, getting like, if you're playing Destro and Madness and you're running like the Troll racial, it's like that second Chaos Bolt is like 0.8 seconds or something like ridiculous. It's like super, super fast. Where basically in that situation, like all you have to do is like set up your first Chaos Bolt, and your second one is like so quick that people can't even like defend against it. But that's also like it's a 3-minute cooldown, I think, right? What's up, Adnan? Is that how you say your name? What's up, buddy? Would be nice, but teams really want mass slows. Maybe high rated teams will be willing to think about other specs. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for... It's gonna be, I mean, like I said, it would be hard to justify bringing Demo over another DPS in RBGs outside of the situation that I was saying regarding having it be a base hitter and your tank being like a guardian druid that can go balance. If your tank is a guardian druid that can go balance, then you guys can alternate. So when he's flag carrying, you're basically either playing Demo or AF, depending on the map, or even Destro. Like you have another setup. Double AF is also, though, not a bad thing because UA is just insanely strong. I mean, when I'm doing RBGs, it's pretty rare that I'm not top damage as Affliction. Like, it happens sometimes, but I would say maybe like 5 to 10% of the time, maybe. Like Affliction is just, and it's not because I'm really good at Affliction. I'm not particularly good at Affliction at all. But Affliction's toolkit is just so strong right now with the slow legendary, and the value you get from UA is pretty unmatched. And the fact that you can just, like, if you have the corruption, the absolute corruption talent, right? It's like corruption's like a 24-second duration. So outside of Blessing of Freedom or priests or paladins dispelling it, like you can apply that to everything. And even if they dispel it, dispels like, what is it, like an 8-second cooldown? So they can dispel it and you can like immediately cast it and it's like still gonna last for 8 seconds. They can't do anything. So it's just all of that times the fact that you can spread dots on 10 people makes Affliction very, very, very strong. Very, very strong. Pretty hard to compete with that pressure. All right, let's see. What do you think we can get our burst up to? I think we run synergy here. Let's try and just go for like a big normal juicy burst build. I'm gonna run Demonic Calling here. Let's give Demonic Calling a try. I think this might feel better if we're able to free cast. It will be a little bit less global intensive than Doom and might feel kind of cool to like not spend as many shards. Let's try that out. Okay, ready? What do you think we can get to? I think we can peak at 6.2k. That's my guess. Well, pure Warlock. They sim the worst compared to or the worst tied with Nightborn. I mean, honestly, like I didn't pick Orc because of like simming perspectives or anything. It's mostly just like looks, but the stun resist doesn't help, or doesn't hurt, I should say. Okay, big damage here. I'm actually gonna build up to 5 shards. I think I can actually do one more. Can we do this? Can we fit it in? Can we fit it in? Ah, that was really close. What are we at? 5.5, 5.6, 6.2, 6.6, 6.7. Can we get 7K? 7.1. Woo. 7K. That's just solo burst without, I don't have flask or anything or lust. Pretty juicy, guys. That's pretty big, pretty big beefy burst there. Vile Fiend's back up. Let's look at that dude. Tyrant did 74k. He didn't even crit, that jerk. %25% of our damage done from Tyrant there. How weird is it that they came out with that the night before the patch, they came out and said we're gonna buff this trinket, and then they only buffed it by 200. Like, what the hell? I was kicked from a rated RBG match because the leader said I wasn't casting enough raptures during the match. What CR was that? That sounds like something someone would say at like 1400 CR RBGs. .8 dream big. Yeah, you were close. You were close. I mean, if we crit, if our Tyrant crit in that opener, that would have been like 7.5, potentially like 8k. Like if we got 2 crits there, that's 8k. I don't know, man. Demo feels really good, like single target. I would really like to be able to play Demo in RBGs, but I think it's not going to be feasible. I think I'm going to have to play arenas to really like play high rated. This 1500 CR group, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I had I had one game. I was on my rogue. This was, I think it was like around like 1800 CR or something. I was on my rogue and everyone left the base. Like say it was Eye of the Storm. Everyone left Blood Elf Like there was like a team fight or something. Everyone left, and so I'm like, okay, I'll sit Blood Elf because we didn't have anyone that stayed to sit. And then we ended up losing the game because a bunch of stupid stuff was happening. But I defended my base. They didn't cap the base. Like I defended the base I was sitting. And at the end of the game, the guy's like, oh, dude, this rogue didn't even take any bases. I'm like, are you joking me? You just told me to sit at Blood Elf for the whole game, and then you're going to bitch at me for not taking any bases when you told me to sit. I was so mad. I'm like, dude, get out of here with that. There's a lot of people say some dumb stuff. I mean, there's no really pre-qualifications to leading an RPG, right? You just got to make the group. You don't have the most strat savvy people paying attention. There's a lot of times too, like if people are legitimately kind of just oblivious to other classes and not realizing like that the enemy team is always focusing you or things like that. That kind of stuff is also pretty difficult. Wow, that sucks. If they jump through that, it's just their... Okay. Oh, dude, do you see that? He got back. Good job, buddy. Okay, here we go. Big damage here. Stun, dogs. I'm gonna do one more. We're gonna get greedy. We're gonna go for the Hand of Gul'dan. Tyrant. Decimating Bolt. Big spins. Jesus. Well, I don't know if we killed him or if he just got knocked off. This guy's joking. He's gonna just sit in the middle of the fight and revive his pet. Dude, these Ring of Frost are no joke. Gotta get this guy. Pet stun. See ya. Come here. Stop running. Come here. Ready? We're gonna go coil. Balfiend, stun. Oh my gosh, how clean was that? What the fuck is going on with our bases? Okay, Sinat. I see you, Nightborn. Let's go. It's a little rude. Kicked me. Okay. Okay. Nope. I got Coil for his next Chaos Bolt. Balfiend. Coil. Tyrant. Decimating Bolt. Pet stun. That's called the juggle right there. I might as well be in the circus, baby. What's this guy doing? Nice. That was a really good ice block, my friend. That was super impressive. All right, we gotta try and go take another base. Oh. Oh no. He's back. He's back for more. Okay. Casting circle. Fleshcraft. Oh, damn it. So stupid. This game sucks. Try the Portal Legendary on Eye of the Storm. I definitely could see the Portal Legendary being really good for like certain situations. I mean, I could see it being really good against like in like base sitting situations because you just get so much. I mean, most of the time, right, you're gonna have a rogue is gonna be the one trying to steal the base from you. It's not like you're gonna have like a bunch of mages waddle up and like try and take it. So I feel like in those situations, it would be really good because you could like take your port and then he gets on you, then you take your gate and then he gets on you again and then you take your gate. That's both of his shadow steps. So I could see that legendary being very, very strong for base sitting or just survivability against melee for sure. What the fuck was that? What was that that just like flew down at me? Been getting gobstomped at arenas recently. I haven't been able to push past 1100. Lots of boosters. Yeah, I can see a lot of people boosting right now. I know that that's kind of like a pretty common thing in general right now, is people boosting. Go, 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 minions, go! Coil! Dogs. Oh my god, the big 11k demon fire to the balls right there. Look at my homies, dude. It's just me and the boys just hanging out, you know? Me and the boys. Boom. Pretty, dude. I really like this transmog with this weapon for my minion. You guys like this transmog? I'm not sitting this base. We gotta go kill people. That's a big tyrant. Oh no. Of course he bubbled. Watch this. Fleshcraft. Circle. Bowfiend. Coil? Dogs? He's gonna kick this. No, he's not. Oh, I missed. He ran through me. Oh no, there's so many of them. What's up, Nathan? What are you running tonight? This is just, we've played a bunch of different builds so far, but this is the build we're playing right now. Playing with Demonic Synergy, just kind of like the normal, the more boring of the demo specs. We can do some, I can queue some skirms after this too, maybe like kind of show you guys how I play some arena stuff too. See if maybe that's helpful. Let's guess, do we get him? Oh, we got him. Sup, girl? Okay, we gotta, I'm gonna casting circle this. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. I don't have anything. I'm dead. It's just tough, dude. Rogue, Ret, Destrolock. It's hard to survive that one. I swap legendaries when I base it. So I actually haven't tried swapping legendaries in the middle of a RBG. Can you actually swap legendaries mid-game? I know you can swap trinkets, so I would think that you could. What the hell? I just fell guarded this guy. Why did it not do anything? I like this song. I'll craft Bale Spiders next week. It seems really fun. Bale Spiders is a fun legendary. I'm curious to try it in like PvE situations. I would not be opposed to maxing it out if I thought I could make it perform better than the other legendaries in like raid environment. But I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can get it to that point. This is gonna be brutal. Fear the mage. He's gonna ice block. Coil this. Wow, dude. Hellstone. Too much. Too much. Is this guy pretty geared? Yeah, 40k HP. Gonna poly me? I don't have anything. I've trinket up in one. See, like here, so like he Novas all my pets, right? So it's like I just don't have a lot of things I can do in that situation. You kind of have to like more heavily rely on your demon bolts. You gonna poly me? I mean, he doesn't have like infinite Novas or anything, but I'm kind of counter my pets pretty easy. Why am I still in combat? How's Soul Strike in PvP? It's good. It's good. Short answer. Why, dude? Why am I still in combat? That was weird. It's strong. I really like it in general. It pairs really well with Demonic Synergy, but overall it's very good. Vile Fiend is better for like the big tyrant setups. All right, guy. Okay, I'm just gonna kill this Warlock. We have Bloodlust? Yeah, I was like, dude, why am I casting so fast? But yeah, it's very good. If you like Soul Strike, I would say Soul Strike and Vile Fiend are like very, very, very close in actual value. So if you like the playstyle of Soul Strike, I would tell you to play Soul Strike. So generally like in open world, like if I'm like going and doing stuff in the Maw or like Torghast and stuff like that, I use Soul Strike. That's the talent that I use most of the time, but Vile Fiend is also just very, very good in a lot of situations too. I feel like I'm gonna get like knocked off of the map. Okay, we gotta kill this Warlock. This Warlock's getting on my nerves. Kick that. Kind of a mistake. Let's go ahead. We're gonna circle Fleshcraft. Oh, go, kill him, kill him. No, I don't have anything else. That's too many of them. It's like always 3v1. So excited for 2 legendaries eventually. Yeah, you guys think that's gonna happen? I thought there was a chance that was going to get announced in the 9.1 stuff, but obviously it didn't. I really hope that's a thing. I really hope that's a thing. So our damage was okay there. We can look at the damage spread after this one. We'll queue some arena skirms too. What staff are you talking about? To the staff that deals damage and heals? I don't know what staff that is that you're referring to. I'm running Synergy in a chill raid group. I'm doing okay so far. Demonic Synergy is just good all around. It might not be like the highest simming, but you're talking about like very, very little DPS difference in like a PvE environment most of the time. Synergy is just very, very good because it's like 15% damage on you and your minion is just strong. Max it out this week. I'm looking for a new legendary to test next week. Yeah, I'm in that same boat, man. I'm trying to kind of figure out what legendary I want to rank up next. I have a Madness to rank 3, but I don't think I'm going to max that up anymore. I think I'd rather max up like, because it's 1900 Soul Ash for rank 3 to rank 4, right? So that's almost 3 rank 1 to rank 2 upgrades. So it's like I'd rather have like all my legendaries rank 3 before I have 3 or 4 legendaries rank 4, because that's 90% of the time I'm using Synergy if I'm doing like any demo content, and then if I'm playing Affliction I use the slow legendary. So it's like arguably I feel like I should upgrade the slow legendary probably next. I have some Soul Ash saved, like I could go and make the, I have some saved. I don't really know exactly how I want to spend it yet, so I'm kind of just holding it. It's not a big deal if you have good gear everywhere else and your legendary is just lower eye level. It's not like a huge deal. So it's like I'm just kind of waiting until I really feel inclined to figure out exactly what's a level. I think Kamikaze Sim Synergy and a ton of combos. It does really well. It's boring to me though. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more on the boring side for sure. The one thing I do like about it is that you can min-max play it in a way that you're really paying attention to the procs and playing differently depending on how, like, what procs you get when, or you can just completely forget you have it and just still play and it will still perform pretty well. That's the one thing that I do like about it. I don't necessarily like having legendaries that you necessarily have to be very aware of when they're proccing or what they're doing, because a lot of times, especially in like PvP, there's so many other things that you really want to like focus on. Let's go to the Demonology or the Enhanced Shaman here. What was that just knocked me? Oh, it's Thunderstorm. Okay, watch. Here we go. Cast this. 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 Oh no, spell reflected that. I always see that like too late. By the time I see the spell reflect, like my finger's already in motion on coil. Probably 9.2, 9.3 for the double legendaries. 9.1 is too early for the 2 Legos. I agree. I guess it just depends on how many like phases of this expansion there are. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel you. I would I'm eager because there's so many combinations that would be really fun to try. Glimmer light staff? I literally don't know what that is. Is that weird? Is that something I should like know what that is? Oh, that's not the one I meant to. Wrong page. That's our leveling guide. Equip falling below 10% health or mana unleashes glimmering light, damaging enemies and healing allies. I literally didn't even know this staff existed. Is it only 3,000 health? I don't feel like that would be worth doing for only 3,000 health, or does it scale? This looks like, yeah, 155 eye level. We get that from like World Quest or something? Have a good night, Thomas. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I enjoy the playstyle with Bale Spiders and Succubus, but I don't know... but I don't like that you can't swap out a single PvP talent. Yeah. Yeah, that's my rub with it too. Is that you're kind of like pigeonholed into... You're kind of pigeonholed into Succubus, Kick, Dreadstalkers. Like that's, you kind of just have to play that. Rogue Frosty K. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and throw our gate up. We're gonna drop circle. We can get our charge. Nice. Okay. Circle went down. Are you kidding me? This big here, Tyrant. I'm gonna trinket that. How did the DK just go invisible? What the hell was that? I still have like everything up. He trinkets out, I have coil. Decimating bolt. We'll just sit back and watch from the stands. I think Conflag Legendary, it's actually really fun. I think most people play with the Conflag Legendary. I've heard there's a Warlock in our guild. I've talked to him about it too. He plays Destro, and he has both Madness and the Conflag Legendary, and says the Conflag one feels a lot better. I have the Madness Lego. Popping people is so much fun. Madness is just like, is more like meme-y, right? Like it's more, it's a little bit more kind of like cheesy setup. It's not going to give you the same consistency as the Conflag Legendary, but it also is pretty unmatched in like its burst potential compared to like any Warlock spec and like Legendary combination. That arguably is like the biggest burst of any of the setups, is pulling off like a really big Madness window. Like those goes you were talking about with the Chaos Bolt in between is reduced, makes up for the low haste. Yeah, the Madness, the second cast is what's reduced. So you can, and like I was saying, you can run Soul Conduit and get triple Chaos Bolt casts. But the problem is like you have to get not kicked or like stunned, right? If you get kicked or stunned, you're screwed. Oh, it's a reward from the command table? That looks like a Night Phase specific thing. Look, I can get some really shitty boots if I want to from the command table. Oh, nice. Soul Ash mission. I looked for like the last couple of days to see if this came up, and it didn't. Like, why does it take 2 days after reset? What do you guys think? Should we like try some Mythic Plus? I'm kind of eager to test out some stuff in Mythic Plus, but I also haven't done Mythic Plus in like 2 months, and so I feel like I'm for sure gonna like do stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna stand in like Volcanic or whatever the hell the affixes are this week. All right, let's do gates, circle. This will be fun. Threes, enhance, boomy. I think we should have to sit the enhance. You gonna kick me here? No? Okay, big pet stun. He's gonna trinket that. He's not going to trinket that. You're getting real greedy, buddy. You're getting real greedy. Go on this guy. Go on this guy. Go on this guy. Pet stun. I think I can kill here? No? Go back on this guy. Go ahead and fear the priest. Coil this hex. I really should be running Doom for these arena games. This PI. The priest is on stun DR, so I kind of need to wait. Okay, I'm just gonna wait and chill. Got mind games. Where's the shaman? Is this how you have to play as a shaman? Like you just have to run away and hide behind pillars the whole time? I'm just gonna go into the grounding, that's fine. Fearing priest. He lined me. I don't think, can I get that? Nice, I got it. He trinketed that. I just need to try and go priest here. I'm gonna wait and hold my tyrant here for when I have Felguard back up. Their priest is almost out of mana. Life of a priest. Oops. Big tyrant here. Shit. He ran away. Go on this guy. Big tyrant here. I missed my stun there. Super impressive. Maybe just hit druid. Oh, he's got fear. He's off fear DR. I think I can kill right here. Oh, it's trinket again. Fear again. One more fear. Grounding. This is a long game. It's Incarn for the druid and fear the druid. How do you like instant trinket that, or did you break? Dude, heal my pet, homie. You're gonna let Isaac die. Isaac's got like 4 health. Okay, I have big burst up in 20 seconds. Oh, this is on the wrong keybind. Oh, this is bad. Oh no, that's not good either. Okay, I have to shield wall this, I think. Is that our dome? No, that's, oh shoot, that's their dome. Shoot! Look at that, priest is literally out of mana too. I misplayed that. I could have done a lot of stuff a little bit different there towards the end. That was a fun one though. That was like at least like a back and forth. What are your thoughts on enhanced demo for 2s? Any double DPS is pretty tough to pull off, but I can see that maybe working. I mean, it depends on how squishy they are. Like, would your enhance just die if like people focus? Like, how squishy is enhance? I haven't played with enhance enough to really know for sure. I would just be kind of like guessing. I haven't played with any. I was thinking enhanced demo might be a pretty fun 2s comp, like with a healer, like with like a Holy Pally, or even with like a Resto Shaman, I could see being pretty good. But I don't really know any enhanced shamans. Like none of my friends that play shaman are playing enhanced right now. We have one of our one of our druids just made an enhanced shaman alt, but I think he's got like really low gear. I don't know if he's playing. I don't even know if he has legendary. That's the only person I know that's playing enhanced though. Range DPS is brain off for Mythic Plus. Yeah, I think in general it's not too tough. I do think Demonic Calling felt pretty good right there. Also kind of surprising Demon Bolt did this much damage. Our Tyrant Ghost got a little bit scuffed in that last game, so that kind of makes sense. But this is surprising to me. Like, this makes me wonder if you can do like a weird hybrid between these builds. Like, what if we do... Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. What if we do... What if we do this setup? Really gotta learn Arena. It seems fun as hell, but I'm just trash. Never PvP before this expansion at all. That's one thing that's kind of cool with this expansion, I think, is that they, because of the way the gearing was, I think it forced a lot of people into PvPing that didn't really PvP before. And I think a lot of people are actually like really enjoying PvP more than they had thought. I think there's a lot of people PvPing that didn't really PvP before this expansion, which I like that. Arena is very fun. RBGs, in my opinion, are more fun right now in this current meta, but they're all super enjoyable, and the learning curve initially is a little bit like overwhelming, but if you give it like a week or two of kind of just of grinding it and like just playing with like a buddy or someone and just kind of like learning together and playing, you'll learn the vast majority of all of the stuff that you need to know in like the first couple weeks of PvPing. There's a ton of nuance that the more you play, like there's still stuff like I'm learning after like years and years of PvPing, but it's stuff that's not as significant as like the first couple weeks. Like you'll learn a ton the first couple weeks of doing like rated PvP, especially if you can get in groups where you have like a good leader, whether it's someone that's like on your arena team that knows what they're doing or someone in RBG that has like, you know, reasonably high experience, is very, very, very impactful like early on, and like kind of learning some of the basics of some of this stuff. But PvP, honestly, PvP in Shadowlands, as much as like people talk shit on like the Kyrian Paladin stuff and, you know, enhanced shaman one shots with chain harvest and like the kind of like weird things that happen where there's these like specific outlier situations, overall this expansion is actually very good when it comes to like PvP. Like I think this is the most I've seen people playing RBGs like ever. Like there's so many people playing RBGs. It's very nice to see. Am I running Power Siphon? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, he bubbled. Dude, this is kind of an interesting build here. Go this guy. This guy's got no bubble, so let's just go him. Consume. How big are these gonna hit? 5k Demon Bolts. That's pretty juicy given the fact that this is not like a Demon Bolt heavy build. I don't like not having demonic strength, I don't think, though. Do I have the Dreadlash? What do I have in this? Yeah. I think maybe run this. Try and go back and defend farm. Geez, you have 45,000 HP? Yeah. We're pretty tanky. If you didn't PvP earlier in a bad spot, I don't really agree that much because I've played on alts like at low RBGs and like low arena stuff, and there's a lot of people that are like not very experienced. Like I mean, it's just kind of, I guess, my personal experience, but like I don't think it's too late to, I don't ever think it's too late in any season. Like if you're talking about like being able to climb and like play at high rating, maybe, but I think the PvP gearing in this expansion and like in season 1 is really good. And you can be like a relatively casual player, get like more or less full conquest gear pretty easily, and I don't know. I'm trying to fear this guy. Of course he kicks me. Okay, we'll just go on this guy. Oh no, I don't have anything for this. Here. Shield wall. That's right. Damn. I don't know if I can. Can I kill him? Stun? Kill him? Yes. I gotta fear this guy. Fear this guy. No! That was pretty close, dude. We almost like... I think maybe if I had demonic strength there, I might have been able to do that because I could have gotten like a really big Fellstorm on all 3 of them. I wonder if this is going to be like, because of the fact that we're Necro, I wonder if Power Siphon's just going to give so much burst potential that it's really worthwhile. Could also try with Soul Strike next game. I really like From the Shadows a lot. My only issue with From the Shadows is the fact that it gives you like a 12-second window to be able to do your Demon Bolt burst, which can be a lot harder to do. Like, it can be a lot harder to do in practice. There's so many of them, I don't really know what to do here. I just keep getting like silenced and shit. I'm dead. I had a pretty easy time. Like, so I have like, I think 6 characters that are all like 200 eye level or higher. It, like, the initial grind is a little bit tough, but like the fact that you can just do normal BGs into like your basic set of gear and then be able to, like, you know, RBG pretty casually and get more or less full conquest gear. I don't know. I mean, there has to be some amount of like grind to it, right? You don't want people just being able to like go and just get free gear and like not have to play, and like there has to be some amount of you know, BS that you have to go through to get to that point. Otherwise, there'd be no point in even grinding it out. How are these guys still full health? What the fuck? Like, dude. I'm literally just unloading on them for like 30 seconds and they're still full. Do you play AF? Yeah, I do play AF. I play AF usually in RBGs. You think Drain Soul build is back viable? Drain Soul build. Drain Soul build. Which build do you mean by Drain Soul build? Oh, for Affliction, like the Soul Rot build? I'm not sure which build you're referring to. Like, I'm assuming you're talking about PvP? These guys really just got like Graveyard Campus. Who's their healer? I really like nothing I can do with 6 of them there. Very important role with a PvP guild which is willing to help. Yeah, if you can get in with like a group, that's the best. Even if it's like a low rated group, it doesn't. People don't have to be high rated, but yeah, if you can get a squad, that's your best bet for sure. Super tired, heading to bed. Glad to catch some of the stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Nathan. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night. The initial gearing super straightforward. Yeah, I think the gearing in general, this, for at least if you like PvP, the gearing is very good. Like, it is a little bit time intensive, but the fact that you can very easily like go for a very specific objective, I think is pretty massive. Kill this priest here. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Oh, this guy. He's running. This guy literally, I think, are these guys on the same server? They're just like heal botting this one ret. What the fuck was that? Was that lay on hands? I don't know, guys. I think Power Siphon might be the play for Necro. How is this guy alive? Like, what the hell is the rest of our team doing? Bro, are you kidding me? This is like a pretty ridiculous scenario going on here. Dude, this guy's got 500,000 healing as a ret. He's out healing their Resto Shaman. It's fucking stupid. You see a ton of players with 40k HP in the 14-1500 bracket. Yeah, but you also have to understand, like, 14-1500 is also not like the noobs, right? There is a lot of people around 11-1200 CR that are like, they're trying to push to 1400. I totally get what you're saying, but I think it's easy. If you PvP a lot, you think of like 15 or 1600 as like entry level. Whereas the people that have not PvP'd at all, their entry level is like that 11 to 1300. Like there is people that are in that bracket range for like a long period of time that you know just haven't PvP'd. You know, like no fault to their own. It's just there's a lot of things to learn, and there's a lot of people that chill in that CR. I don't think the average player is at 220 eye level. I mean, maybe on mains and stuff, maybe people's mains are around that, but yeah, I don't know. I hear you though. I kind of want to queue for some arenas, but I also don't know if I have the patience for that right now. That was kind of a tilting game. Oh, with the Necrolord ability, and oh, so the Malefic Wrath, I haven't messed with that at all. I could see that being potentially good. I get what you're saying now. You're saying to run this, and then this scales with the Decimating Bolt damage amp. And then you run Drain Soul and you like 100 to 0 people like this. Is that what you're talking about, Sal? So my thought on this at first glance is that this is only a 10-second buff. Maybe this is good. For me, I feel like when I'm playing Affliction though, I feel like I don't Shadow Bolt, or if I was running Drain Soul at all in my rotation in BGs. Because I don't have enough globals to like do the stuff I want to do. That Drain Soul does two things. One, you have to sit there and channel it. That puts you at like a very susceptible, like, I should say like a vulnerable situation to where you can get kicked, and then you're like locked out of everything. So generally, I try to not hard cast a bunch of stuff until I have the ability to like sit there and free cast. Then you basically have to pair Decimating Bolt with that. So you'd have like a 2-second cast and then a channel from like Drain Soul. I could see it probably being insane single target damage, like if you had full dots on the target and like do all that, but you're going to be spending so much time in globals on like just trying to do damage to one target and not like doing like multiple UAs and all that stuff, you know what I mean? I could see maybe in like PvE this might be like insane, like paired with Decimating Bolt. Like maybe you just get like insane Drain Souls and like execute windows with the Decimating Bolt scaling. But I think in PvP, I think this would be hard to pull off. It'd be similar to like to people stopping your double Chaos Bolts. Like a warrior just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna fear that. Right? Because if you Decimating Bolt and then you cast Drain Soul and it gets stopped immediately, like you lose the buff. Like it's wasted. I'm hearing nerf pallies coming on. I'm not a huge fan of the whole hybrid healing in general. Their damage is okay now. I mean, at least it's better. The Kyrian fix was good. Okay, let's try. This is probably gonna be my last game. I'm getting kind of tired now, but I want to try this one. I want to tweak this build a little bit. I actually really liked this setup, despite the fact that that was kind of like a trolly game. Now the question is, Power Siphon changes a lot of how I play, because when I have Power Siphon, I use Decimating Bolt a lot more because I know I have really big bursts for 2 of the 3 Demon Bolts. The question is it worth running from the shadows? Let's try this. This is pretty different. So we're not running Doom and we're not running Vile Fiend. I still feel like I should run Casting Circle because I keep wanting to practice this with Ultimate Form. So we're gonna keep this the same. And this is the talent setup we're gonna try. Oh, what the hell? I had that stupid haste trinket on the whole time. Median rating is 1600. In RBGs. I don't know what Luda's Labs is. That might be the case, but point being is you still, if that's the case, you have half of the player base where they're sitting around 14 or 1500 CR, right? And you have the other half at 17, 1800 plus. Right, like there are a lot of people. It might not be the majority. You have a good amount of the player base though that are sitting around 1200 or 1300 CR that PvP very, very rarely, or PvP once a week with their friends on, on Saturdays or whatever, that are very, very casual PvPers. I only managed to get 1811 so far. I'm not the best, but gotten past the fray. Yeah, 1800 is a big accomplishment, man. Big grats, that's awesome. One of my friends has been struggling to get upgraded weapons from raids, but I've been trying to run 2s and 3s with her. When we run into 39, 40k HP players, she's barely 1k. Yeah, in arenas, that's way more common. I would say it's very, because people can carry each other in arenas. So like me and one of my friends can go into arena and carry our shitty friend in 3s to 1600 and it's not hard. Or it's like, it's not that hard, right? RBGs is much more difficult because there are carry groups that exist in RBGs, but generally the carry groups are playing around like 2k MMR, the way that the RBG rating works. So it's very rare that you go into RBGs at 14, 15, 1600 and you go up against these carry groups. Like the carry groups, it's like 9 guys or girls that are all at like 24, 25, 2600 rating, like in actuality, and they're like tanking their rating down to 2k to try and carry people up to like 1800 or 2100. So if you're like a newer player in RBGs, you kind of miss that whole carry aspect. But in arenas, you'll have people trying to carry that they're like 2500 players and they're trying to carry their friend from like 1400 to 1600, and you're at 1400 and you're playing against them. Right? Just the way that the MMR, like the matchmaking works. So it's much more likely to play against very geared people at lower ratings in arenas for sure. 100%. Yeah, think about that. If you get 1600 in RBGs, you're in the top 50% of PvP players. Like, that's pretty crazy. It's crazy that median rating for 2s and 3s is like 1300s. I didn't know that. That's interesting. What's that website? It's called Ludus Lab. I haven't heard of that website before. I have to check that out. I always get like get a kick out of those kinds of like statistics and stuff, just kind of seeing how people are playing the game and like where people are sitting. Okay, so with this build, oh, something interesting too. I figure it's probably worth telling you guys this. It might not be something that you guys have noticed, but your dread stalkers. So you saw that they dread bitted on this target. You see that purple streak? It has like a small cooldown, but here, we'll do it again. It seems like your dogs have like a pseudo charge component. So watch, I'm gonna make them charge this target. See that purple streak? That is not something that I noticed at all before. So like you see it did it there again. That's like on one lifespan. So not only do we actually have control of them where they follow our Felguard, but they actually like dash. Let's do it again. See, they like dash over the other target. It's kind of weird because that was not a mechanic that I was familiar with at all before Tuesday. I never noticed that. And it's very obvious now. I don't know if maybe it did exist before, but like the way that the pet AI was, it was like hard to actually trigger it. But that's pretty huge for just uptime. That's the rank to your Dreadstalkers thing where they like move faster. That's so weird because it was so hard to get that to trigger before. Like I never noticed that. And the fact that it just does it when you do like slash pet attack on a new target is pretty insane. Good day to be a Demo Warlock? Yeah. Big true. Big true. Lots of good changes. I really want to figure out a way to get us in to the RBG meta. Like I want RBG groups searching for a Demo lock. Look at this guy. What do we tell him? Okay, so we still have Casting Circle. We have Soul Strike, Grimoire Felguard, Consumption, Demonic Strength. I feel like this is pretty good. I think there might be some value to running Vile Fiend. I honestly am not a huge fan of Vile Fiend in general. I'm not a huge fan of Vile Fiend. Let's kill this guy. Pet stun. Big tyrant here. Are you kidding me? Damn, dude, I can't get my pet in range of any of these guys. Big demon bolts here. It's kind of nice. These are like those big 4K demon bolts with like some regularity, right? Like you're able to just set those up pretty easily. We're getting lava for free. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where do you think you're going, big guy? Did I not get my tyrant off before? Why is my tyrant still up? Think we can kill this mage? He's running now. Demonic strength into dog's fear. I'm gonna trinket that. Pet stun this. I'm gonna fear him out of that. Big tyrant. Demon bolt 3k. Or demon fire. I don't know, guys. This build, this might be the go-to here. What's Soul Strike doing? 8.5% of our damage. I feel like this is a good mix between your pets being strong that was pretty ridiculous. How is this guy getting full healed? Are you kidding me? He's stunned. I got stunned in like the half a second between my casting circle and my fleshcraft. He literally stunned me right before I was casting my fleshcraft. It was really bad timing. Sayer, God spec setter or base setter, people ask respect. Yeah, I like it, it would be cool if people thought that, like, people agreed that Demo had value as like that base sitter setup and could play around it. I've wanted to set up my own groups and run like double lock boomy with a guardian druid that can go boomy. So, you know, like team fight situations, like double lock, double boomy kind of situation, and try and like make that setup work, because I think it would be very strong. I just haven't done it. Maybe we'll do it like this weekend or something. So like it'll be very, very hard if you guys are playing in games like with Affliction Warlocks. It'll be very hard for you to out DPS an Affliction Warlock, but you're doing a lot more single target burst, and you have a lot of like CC aspects kind of intertwined into your burst. And you also have like a lot of like on-demand burst cleave. The other thing too is you're not like completely negated off of like one kick, because a lot of your damage is coming from your minions. There's a lot of like differences between how you deal damage between those two specs. So don't get discouraged if you guys are playing Demo and it's like, oh, this Afflux's just out DPSing me. It's like, oh, it's cleave damage is not necessarily as valuable as single target damage or burst damage, and AF does not bring all the same utility that Demo brings. I don't know if you guys knew this. If you're playing Silver Shard Mines, there's a leaf back here. Do you guys know this? So like if you're a healer or whatever, that's a really, really huge spot. There's also a leaf down here in the corner of lava. Most people don't know that. All right, can we do this? We have Pibs. Oh, I missed my kick. Oh, big tyrant, dude. I don't think we got that one, did we? Why is my pet stun not going off? Interesting shield wall. Come on, buddies, let's go. Very nice content. Greetings from Brazil. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Are you running Soul Conduit? No, I'm not running Soul Conduit. I'm running Grimoire Felguard. I'm still torn on the value of Casting Circle or like Amplify Curse. Or a camera moved up. You guys should have told me. You guys just looking at my bald head that whole time. I think this is going to be a toss-up for me. I think Casting Circle is very, very good. But I also kind of feel like a huge part of this value is pairing it with either Fleshcraft or Tyrant to make sure you can get these off. And or both. Which effectively, like if you're pairing this with Fleshcraft, this is like a 2-minute cooldown, right? So you end up holding this for a while, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you think about this, like on a 2-minute, say you do hold this for Fleshcraft and just assume you're not getting like a bunch of cooldown reduction from like people dying near you. You can use Amplify Curse 4 times in that window. So like having 4 amp curses on a healer during that same time, like that's kind of hard to say which one's necessarily better. They're just super, super different types of utility, but I feel like this is kind of hard to be using like on cooldown because a lot of times I don't need this. Like you're able to juke kicks or like bait out kicks on spells you're not really actually trying to cast or whatever. So I have to see. I do want to mess around. I haven't played with Amp Curse too much since the patch. I've basically just been only playing Casting Circle. Decimating plus Demon Bolt combo is hell of an execute. It really is. Even if you're not playing like Bale Spiders, like even just this setup, like running it with Power Siphon, like Decimating Bolt, Power Siphon, Demon Bolt is like a very, very strong burst. No matter like what other talents you're running or like legendaries, it's just a very, very good setup overall. How are you getting soul shards back? Oh, it's probably from Soul Strike. That's probably what you were seeing where it's not. It's hard for me to say for sure. You dropped 2 shard hog and then the priest, and then you were left with 1 shard. Yeah, what I, in that situation, probably like what I'm doing is like right now I have 3 shards, right? So I can either like dog straight into Soul Strike, or I do stuff a lot where I will like global, like, I don't know if there's like a term for it, but like global stack where I go cast into instant cast. So I'll hand a Gul'dan into Soul Strike. So that effectively makes me only spend 2 shards, right? Or like I'll hand a Gul'dan into Demon Bolt and that gives you 2 shards, right? And then like dogs and demon, like that's usually what it is some kind of combination of like a cast into an instant cast into an instant cast. But you can always see down here on my bottom of my frame is my trophy, so you can always see like what I'm casting down here. So you can like you can rewind the video and like play back if there's a certain spot you're looking at. Yo, what's going on, Vardy? How you doing, man? Just ran casting circle as Destro and bolted a monk right in his face. Dude was so confused. You love to hear that, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Soul Strike is good, man. I think I think it's one of those things where maybe on certain maps you don't run this, but I do think that this, if you're playing Necrolord, I think Ultimate Form paired with Casting Circle is pretty amazing. That's like it's the most of every spec of all my alts, of everything I've played so far in Shadowlands. That is the closest I have felt to like unkillable, right? Because like even if you're a pally, like you can get mass dispelled or like shattered, right? Like there's ways of like even the things that are like big defensives can easily be negated, and there's no way for people to really counter this. The only way they can do it is basically right when you start casting Casting Circle, like do something to CCU. So I don't know. I don't know if this is something that will run all the time. I do think this change makes this a very, very viable pick in like for any spec across the board. This is a very, very, very good change that gives us a lot of flexibility where we have like one more PvP talent that is arguably as strong as anything else you would use, where you can like always make a case for like why you want to use it, you know? Hey, what's up? It's Swayze. I must have missed a Soul Strike. Yeah, Matt, you can always check, like, because I have the trophy running on the bottom of my frame in like all my videos and everything. So if you're ever trying to see what I'm casting and it's not obvious, you can like always like rewind and watch that, because it bugs me now that I started using this like in the last year. Whenever I watch, especially specs that are instant cast heavy, it really bugs me that they don't have trophy, because most of the time if it's like an alt or like a class I'm not super familiar with, I can't figure out what the hell they're pressing. Like I'm like, it's like 7 instant casts in a row and I don't know what the instant casts are. So yeah, so anyway, just you can watch that trophy back and you see the add-on down here. It'll tell you what I'm casting like in sequence. I tried it out. I don't think the circle is worth it in BGs. I see some value in arenas where you can combine it with Fleshcraft to ensure that you get stuff off, but in RBGs, I think Amp, Nether, and Gateway is better. I can see that argument. I think Amp Curse is a very safe bet. Amp Curse, same with Nether Ward. I think you can make the same argument for Nether Ward, where it's like it's always decent, right? Certain matchups, like Nether Ward's not going to be good if you're trying to 1v1 a rogue, right? The thing that I like about Amplify Curse is that it has so much flexibility where literally any class that you're going against or any spec you're going against, you can Amp Curse. And I don't like this song. That's too gnarly for me right now. But that's the thing I like about Amp Curse, is like it's applicable in literally every single matchup in every situation. Some situations it's going to be stronger than others, but it always is going to give you value. And I think Casting Circle is similar, but I think it's similar really only with the value that it has paired with the Fleshcraft of giving you like God mode for 6 seconds, basically. Which build are we talking about? Right now, this is the build that I was playing this last BG. I'm kind of trying to figure out what the changes to the PvP talents and the legendaries, like what's the main build I'm going to start playing. I think Bale Spiders is fun. I think it's a little bit gimmicky. I don't know that it has the consistency that I really like to play with, and it doesn't. I really like the control that you have with Felguard. I also really like Grimoire as a cooldown, even if you're not using it with Tyrant, but just to have it. I would say the things that are up for question is the 35 row, potentially the 25 row, because there are times where I actually really do like Demonic Calling, and there are times where I like Doom. And then Dreadlash versus Demonic Strength is also a thing, I think, given the changes to just Dreadstalkers in general and the potential of running like the Dreadstalker Legendary. I just don't know if I like the Dreadstalker Legendary more than I like the value of Demonic Synergy. I do, here's my plan kind of here over the next like week or two. My hope is to get a couple more pieces. I basically have my legs and my boots and my cloak. Those are the 3 big ones. I also arguably want the other PvP bracers because none of these pieces have haste on it. But this one I would like give up last, I would say, because I already put the stupid socket in this thing. So ideally, if I can replace any of those 3, I think that will get me to the point from a haste perspective to hit certain breaking points with like reducing spell casts, and even potentially get up to like 20% haste, which is the breaking point to get Shadow Bolt down to like a 1.2 second cast with the Succubus. So there's some things there that's like kind of the next step of what I want to try and work on is even though this stuff is good gear, it's not itemized exactly how I would want. Once we get some of that stuff done, we'll be able to kind of get a little bit more min-maxy with some builds and some different haste breakpoints for certain talents and like reducing cast times and things like that. So that's kind of like my next plan as far as like this character goes. I really do want to start pushing. I'm going to try and start doing arenas as well. I don't know if I'll be able to stream all of that stuff. Like my computer is a little bit of a potato. I need to actually see. I ordered a new computer that was supposed to get here like a month ago, and then it got like back ordered because of the video card stuff. So when I do get the new computer, I should be able to stream like RBG stuff and arenas and all that, because it won't give me such bad frame drops. Right now it's pretty tough with how much I drop frames in a lot of the content. You think now's a good time to swap Necro? I currently am Night Fae and pretty much only play Destro. Demo looks interesting though. Russell, I just made a video that I posted today going over the changes for Necro and kind of like the nuances between some of this stuff. It's like a 12-minute video, I think. I would watch that before you make the switch. I love Necro. Like I have no desire to switch to Night Fae at all. But I know that swapping is like a pretty daunting kind of thing. You have to like redo the renown and your conduit energy and all that crap. I would just kind of watch some of my gameplay. There is definitely some stuff like RBG wise where I'm playing Destro. I think like that RBG breakdown, I'm playing Destro. I went through some of the new changes in that most recent video I posted today for Necrolord. I think Necrolord's in a very competitive spot, but it's very different from Night Fae. So like I love Necrolord. I have no reason to want to switch. I could see you swapping from Night Fae and being like, oh, I really like Soul Shape and it sucks not having it though. So it's hard for me to tell you for sure, but I would watch that video that I posted today before you make a decision one way or another, just because I feel like I kind of go more thoroughly into some of the changes and the stuff that you might not be it wasn't super obvious, at least to me in the patch notes, and I play Necrolord. So I went through and kind of like broke down some of those changes and how they work. Could you consider doing a video breakdown of AF-lock damage in RBGs, like when to dump shards versus dotting utility? Yes, 100%. I have wanted to do that. That RBG breakdown video that I did, that's actually like a pretty fun type of video for me to do, that I want to do more of those, because RBG content there's not a lot of it out there in general, and I actually really enjoy like playing them and like doing them, and I feel like at this point I have a pretty good like basic fundamental knowledge of a lot of that stuff that I think just takes a lot of time and is not necessarily stuff you might know even if you're good at playing Warlock. How you play in Arena versus how you play in Raid versus how you play in RBGs are very different priority systems of spells. So I definitely plan on trying to do some more RBG videos for sure. And I've been playing Affliction almost exclusively because that's what people want. When I joined the games, we got up to like, yeah, what is that? 2132 is my best rating. But we got cucked a couple times on some losing streaks. Got down to like 2K again, then got back up. So I plan on pushing this. I definitely will do some Affliction RBG stuff as well here pretty soon. So yeah, for sure, keep an eye out for that. Because I've been wanting to do that for the last week or so, but I just need to set aside the time to kind of like record it and edit it and go through all that fun stuff. I like to play Destro and non-capture the flag RBGs. Yeah, I think it's definitely a little bit more viable playing not Affliction and not flag maps. Yeah, I've had people say that, like teams I've joined, they're like, yeah, if you want to go Destro this game, it's fine. That was before the changes to Demo. I do want to try in some of those games, if I can get on a team that will let me do it, to swap and try Demo in RBG. Because playing it in normal RBGs is one thing, playing it like more competitively at like 2K plus RBGs is a different scenario. So I do want to try it out. I am hoping I can here in the next, week or so. Necro looks way more fun than Night Fae IMO. Necro, I think, is very good if you play Demo main. I think Decimating Bolt's very, very fun for Demo. I think it's not fun for Affliction, and I think it's decent for Destruction. I would say it's like, I could take it or leave it for Destruction. Demo, I really like what it brings to your toolkit. Affliction, it feels like it's always like a pain in the ass to cast it. Like you could be casting other things that are more effective, So it's like, depending on what your priority is of what spec you play, that's how if you main Demo and you really love Demo, I think Necrolord's a great Covenant. I think it's way more fun to me. It feels like your Covenant is like interacting with your class a lot more than I feel like Night Fae would, for me personally, like just the way that Night Fae is. But I totally get why people play Night Fae. It's very strong all around. All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna hop off for the night, but thanks for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had some fun on the stream. I'm real excited about these Demo changes and just these changes in general. The PvP talents I think are going to be really big. So keep a lookout. We'll have plenty of new content, videos. I'll try and hop on stream, RBGs, arenas, all that fun stuff. So by all means, hit that sub button if you guys aren't subbed. Come and check out, check back in every now and then, and we'll have some new stuff up here pretty soon. I wish Demo got demon armor. I think we'd be a little bit too tanky. I feel you though. It's a little bit weird being Demonology and not having demon armor, right? Yeah. I feel like Decimating Bolt was originally meant to buff Chaos Bolt and then Blizz bitched out. That might have been the case. Might have been the case. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll try and get some stuff up here in the next couple days. Very worst case, we'll be around this weekend for sure if you guys want to come and hang out. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll leave you with a little PvP montage of some classic Boomy. Here you guys go. Have a good night.